Andy Bashir adds that cellular service is coming online and public emergency Wi-Fi is being set up in some places, and that residents can begin filling out disaster relief applications.
Fox's Eben Brown, officials hoping the number of missing might go down as cell service is restored. America is listening to Fox News.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Air Comfort Service heating and cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Temperatures hanging around 95 this afternoon. The heat index 105 plus. Partly sunny, hot and humid. Maybe a spot storm tonight. Mostly clear. Very warm, very humid. Low 90s this evening. 75 for the low Wednesday. Do it again. Partly sunny, hot and humid. A couple of spot storms possible. 95. But count on scattered showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night and again on Thursday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The field is crowded, but it's about to narrow. Tonight, be here for primary night coverage. The long-fought Missouri primary comes to a close, and we'll be giving you the results as they arrive live. Hosted by Mark Reardon and Brad Young, with live rolling results from Ryan Wiggins, 7 to 10. It's all part of Decision 2022, sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes. Tonight on 97.1 FM Talk.
This is Judge Mike Carter, Republican candidate for state Senate in the new 10th District. Whether you're from Lincoln, Pike, Montgomery, Callaway, or St. Charles County, we all want to safeguard our freedom. We don't need Washington making personal decisions about health or education for our families or children. I believe in personal freedom and believe that our rights are enshrined in the United States Constitution and not at the whim of unelected bureaucrats. I'll put my knowledge and experience to work for you. Protecting those rights, opposing tax hikes, keeping families safe by opposing those who want to defund the police, making small businesses and family farms a priority, and safeguarding our Second Amendment. I'm running to bring decision-making back where it belongs, with we the people. I hope you'll take the time to go to MikeCarter.com to learn more about what I want to do for you. I'm Mike Carter, and I hope to earn your vote to be your next Republican state senator, paid for by Team Mike Carter.
Looking to build a home in the east side of the river? I want to introduce you to C.A. Jones. I love the people at C.A. Jones, not just because they build glorious, beautiful homes that are affordable too, a whole wide range of homes. You can go to cajonesinc.com and see the different layouts they have. But the main reason is how invested they are in these communities that they are helping grow and how they service the people who are working with them throughout the entire process. Like I said, cajonesinc.com. You can go there and see beautiful homes that they have built that are for sale right now. And you can also start to think about how you might want to have your dream home laid out and built in the future. If you're thinking about putting down roots in the Metro East, you're looking at what might be available on the market, and you know that there's not the house out there and the prices are sky high, and maybe you're considering building for the first time, give them a chance at C.A. Jones. You'll be happy that you did. Find all the information I'm talking about online at cajonesinc.com.
Hello, this is Dave Walker, former Comptroller General of the United States. The federal government has grown dramatically, promised too much, lost control of its budget, and must restructure its finances in order to create a better future.
I agree, Dave. This is Ken Heisey from Heisey Advisory Group, and you're invited to a special event on Thursday, August 25th. Dave and I will talk about our country's financial issues and how they may impact your retirement. Learn why it's critical to take action now and discover strategies that can help protect your future. If you've saved at least $750,000 for retirement, call 314-328-6000 to register for this special event. After a decades-long mission to promote fiscal responsibility at all levels of government, you won't want to miss what Dave has to say. Call 314-328-6000.
Dave Walker is not affiliated with and does not endorse High Seed Advisory Group or AE Wealth Management, LLC. High Seed Advisory Group may not provide tax advice and is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This is Judge Mike Carter. As the judge for Wentzville and an attorney, I've had the honor of working with Lincoln County Prosecutor Mike Wood and St. Charles Prosecutor Tim Lomar. We all share a great respect for the rule of law and keeping our families and communities safe. Cori Bush, AOC, and the others demanding to defund the police don't have a clue. As your next Republican state senator, I'll oppose those who want to defund our police and tie the hands of our law enforcement. As a judge, I know firsthand how dedicated our law enforcement professionals are. Our police and sheriff's deputies put their lives on the line every day to keep our families and communities safe. They will know that as your state senator, Mike Carter has their back. I'll also protect our Second Amendment rights and see that strong laws are in place to dissuade those who think they can come here from St. Louis or elsewhere to break in your car or home. I'm Mike Carter, and I want to earn your vote to be your next Republican state senator. Go to MikeCarter.com to learn more. Paid for by Team Mike Carter.
Download the Odyssey app to listen to 97.1 FM Talk and find content that moves you. Anytime, anywhere. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk on the go.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not a married sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not a married sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
On the eve of tomorrow's Missouri primary, Donald Trump released an endorsement in this contest between Eric Greitens and Eric Schmitt. Trump says he is endorsing Eric. I'm not kidding. This is actually what Trump's endorsement press release says. I'm therefore proud to announce that Eric has my complete and total endorsement. And yes, both Erics have enthusiastically accepted that endorsement tonight. Absolutely unreal.
And really, really funny, I have to add. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. Glad that you are here. It is primary day in the state of Missouri, and you, my friend, are in the exact right place to celebrate this day together with us as part of the 97.1 FM Talk family. We value you and are so grateful that you're here. We have a huge day of coverage planned for you. Many people have gone out and voted already. It's noon, so I suspect that you might have us on in your car on your way to vote on lunch, your way home from voting at lunch. And those results will be coming in this evening. Ryan Wiggins in studio, along with Hannah and Brad right now, the whole crew in here. Make sure you join us on the YouTube channel today. I've got a poll I'm going to tell you about here in just a second regarding exactly what Rachel Maddow was talking about. But the coverage is going to be wall-to-wall here on 97.1. Ryan, tell us about what people are going to hear tonight when they can tune in to hear specifically result coverage on 97.1 FM Talk.
Yeah, so starting at exactly 7 o'clock, we are moving into special election coverage tonight all the way until 10. So
do you do a wardrobe change for special election coverage, or are you going to wear that awesome
what I will
suit
do
that you're wearing right now?
Now that you've asked, I didn't plan on it.
It's a 3-piece suit now for the Annie Frey Show, but maybe a 4-piece suit for the election coverage.
Yeah, you just add a hat.
Top hat.
Just a top hat. No big deal.
Like an Uncle Sam hat.
One of those free ones that you get, those plastic ones at a party.
How about an expensive one to mark the occasion?
No. No, just doing a plastic one.
Ryan and expensive.
Yeah,
not a good mix.
He'll wear it. He just needs someone else to buy it for him.
Yeah, he won't buy it.
Or he needs to be able to expense it.
That's right. Put some felt on it and I'll wear it.
Seriously, go find a $200 top hat and send Steve a fake receipt and see if you can get paid back for it. And if he does tell you can expense it for election night coverage, buy that thing.
Well, we had a sounder for every time I was going to come in and give any sort of results.
Is it
was
like
just
a
gonna be like
circus
a boom,
theme?
you know?
Oh.
But now it's going to be putting on the Ritz. Oh, that must mean we have a result in the Missouri Senate race. So no, it's going to be. I'm going to be serious, Ryan, tonight. I think.
No, you're not.
I don't know. We'll see.
Doesn't it really matter about the other people in the room?
It absolutely does.
That's the problem. What I understand here is that I'm the problem.
Yeah.
This is more
Yeah.
about me than it is about you.
Yeah, tonight it's going to be Mark Reardon, Brad Young, and John Lamping in the studio, kind of anchoring everything because we're going to have a lot of guests, including you,
Yeah.
including Mark Cox, and me in and out constantly because I'm going to be monitoring numbers and polls and
And
results.
they're going to be like, get out of here.
And I'm just going to keep running in and going, hey, stop the presses. Stop the presses.
Doing a little dance with the top hat.
So, yeah.
Like this when you're walking in with your
Here he
arms up
comes.
in the air.
Which makes no sense. I don't even know if we're live streaming it, but I'm still going to do all these moves. And everybody's just going to have to deal with it. And
Do
I'm
it
going to be
for
laughing.
the people in the room. That is a great election night coverage crew.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And, I think we have the station at least has relationships with so many of these people that my guess is that depending on when the results per race come in, because if they're really late, everybody's just going to be kind of waiting. We're not going to, announce that somebody won and then be like, well, get on the show. And they're like, wait, we don't, not sure yet. But if they're early winners, I imagine they're going to be here talking about it. So that'll be kind of fun because this is, for a lot of these people, this is their entire career.
Mm-hmm.
And it's make or break today, tonight, and they're going to be either weeping off air or they're going to be laughing and
Hopefully
celebrating with us on air.
Weeping on air.
Or that too. Either way, it's good for ratings. If they start
That'll
crying,
make 'em happy.
we play that song. And we play the old Young Frankenstein version too, just
Fantastic.
so you know. But yeah, like wall-to-wall coverage tonight, it's going to be really intense. We're all going to be moving at the speed of light tonight, at the speed of these things coming in. And we're not just covering Missouri, although we're going to focus very, very much on Missouri and especially races in this area, statewide races too. There's a lot of other primaries today, including big ones in Michigan and Arizona primarily. Now there's other ones too, Kansas and Washington. Those are going to be coming in pretty late. But I think Arizona is one that the whole country is watching, but so is Missouri.
Mhm.
So that's going to be fun because we're going to be looking at national news coverage at the same time as we're looking at very local news coverage.
Michigan is an interesting one too, just because of what Governor Whitmer has done there. The state has had a bit of moment in the national spotlight. Whitmer has been, I always looked at like Whitmer and JB Pritzker as kind of doing things the same way. And there's just been a lot of drama around that. So it'll be interesting to see if primary voters, what direction they decide that they want to take their parties in Michigan in response to what's been going on the last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, Trump is on the ballot tonight in a lot of ways. The clip you played coming in, I mean,
what a treat to have Rachel Maddow reading that.
It's such entertainment. We forget sometimes that he's an entertainer, and that he just said, I'm going to float this out there and just see what people do.
I had a
about it.
conversation in the parking lot with a mutual friend of ours who said one or two things happened with this endorsement. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's an endorsement from Donald Trump. He said yesterday, hey, I'm going to make an endorsement in the Missouri Senate race. And everyone was like, ooh. And so everybody was waiting. Everybody assumed that it was going to be Greitens. I mentioned it yesterday in the show, but I didn't want it to be I didn't want to make it a bigger deal ahead of time than it could be. This is why the Trump family, Donald Trump Jr. Trump,
Johnny Trump,
which is what all the haters call him. And I said that out loud on the air as an accident. That's hilarious. Donald Trump Jr. has been leading the campaign for Eric Greitens in here, along with Kimberly Guilfoyle, his fiance, I believe, and Trump's fiance, and
Junior's.
So this is a great news report. For Donald Trump, President Trump, to come out and endorse against the campaign that is being run within the family would be shocking. Shocking. Yeah. Why would he possibly do that? You sit here and you scratch your head and you think, I don't know why he would do that. Makes sense why he's not endorsing anyone. I'm here to tell you that my opinion on any Trump endorsement is he endorses when he knows that person is going to win. And that has as much to do with it as anything. And the fact that Eric Greitens hadn't received the obvious endorsement from President Trump due to the familial connections made me think he doesn't really think that Greitens is going to win. Now, the only way, and I didn't even think of this myself, the only way that he cannot go against what his son is leading along with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Plus, I think that Donald Trump does like Eric Greitens. I think that he would like to endorse Eric Greitens. I just don't think that Trump thinks he's going to win. He knows, and it's my opinion too. I know that there are ads out there that are saying this in a big way, that Greitens is the only MAGA candidate in the race. That's ridiculous.
That's not true.
Eric Schmitt is absolutely an America First candidate. I kind of look at Vicky Hartzler and think that and again, folks, I'm coming from the Illinois side, so the grass is scientifically greener on the other side. But I look at these candidates that Missouri's Billy Long. He's a fantastic candidate. If Billy Long could be my senator in the state of Illinois, how do I make that happen?
Right.
I just want Billy Long to be my friend.
I know. I want to hang out with him, especially lately. His interviews are so funny. I don't think that President Trump could come out and endorse Eric Greitens and lose, because my estimation is Eric Greitens' entire campaign has been a Trump referendum. There's nothing else that he talks about. He's taken the anti-Mitch McConnell side of the Trump establishment relationship, and he keeps telling everybody he's the MAGA candidate. He's the only MAGA candidate. He's the most MAGA candidate. Well, then have Trump endorse you. I think Trump hasn't endorsed him because he knows he can't win. And furthermore, that he wouldn't win the primary. And the Trafalgar Group poll that came out that pitted all of the Republican candidates, including Vicky Hartzler, was very complimentary to Vicky Hartzler in that Trafalgar Group poll, saying, here's how the Missouri primary for the Republicans stacks up, but let's just go past the primary one step and put these top candidates up against their likely Democrat opponent. Eric Greitens was the only one that even spelled trouble for the Republicans. Everybody else was, at least from that poll, a lock. And nobody wants to be responsible for putting themselves in the position where the Missouri seat goes blue. Would Eric Greitens be a better senator from Missouri than a Democrat? 1,000,000 times yes. And if I were in Missouri, whoever wins the Republican primary, I would happily support with my vote, if I had a vote in that race, come the general election in 98 days. But if you want to try to ensure that that seat stays red, you have some options that fare better against their Democratic opponents based on the polls that are out there. And so I think that Donald Trump did the smartest thing to weigh in on the race, to get credit for the winner, to not go against his own son and his family, and a candidate that I do believe that Donald Trump believes in, Eric Greitens. I don't think that there's something faux happening there between Trump, MAGA, and Eric Greitens. I think that they're peas in a pod. But I also don't think that Eric Schmitt doesn't fit the America First mentality. I think that he does espouse the America First idea. I do think he will go to Washington, D.C. and represent the people of Missouri as opposed to the establishment Republican Party that exists in Washington, D.C. And I think Trump knows that. So he did what he did.
Trump gonna Trump.
I heard what I was saying, and I heard in the parking lot was someone asked, do you think that he just forgot to write the last name, or do you think he did that on purpose?
Oh, gosh.
He absolutely did not forget. Did that on purpose.
He did this 100% on purpose.
Completely.
He's reveling in it.
There's
this
no
is
chance.
Classic.
Yes,
I'm going to get some attention for this one, Trump.
Rachel Maddow saying, this is unreal. She was laughing.
Yeah.
It
I mean, it's
made
funny.
You have
Rachel
to laugh.
Maddow laugh.
Yeah. How often do you get the chance to be like, here's my endorsement, and it be vague?
Yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't
and
do
there's
that.
Or
There's-
open-ended.
there's
Yeah.
3 Erics in this campaign.
That's true.
Yeah, there's
and
another one.
Everybody just found out yesterday there was a third.
There's another one. Yeah.
So
I saw the best memes
Yeah?
on Twitter last
Oh,
night
man.
surrounding this. I was just
laughing.
hysterically laughing.
Yeah. The person who probably, from a percentage increase, who benefited the most is the third Eric.
Yeah.
Sure. He's like, hey, everybody, I exist.
And Billy Long came out and said that you had to decide between the two Erics. He said his name is listed on the ballot between Eric Schmitt and Eric Greitens. So this is really an endorsement for him. Who knows? Hannah, can you come back and tell us a little bit later in the show, because you went and voted today. You are the Missouri voting representative of the Annie Frey Show. You're wearing your I voted sticker. I want to hear from you a little bit later. We were going to talk about that now, but we do have Eric Schmitt coming up on the show next. And I don't want to keep him waiting. Lord knows he's got things to do. So come back and tell us about your experience voting. And since Hannah is the one who monitors our live chat, let me tell you real quick about the YouTube poll. Who do you think Trump's endorsement helps the most? Eric Greitens, Eric Schmitt. He's the third Eric.
Yeah, Schmitt or Schmitt.
Eric Schmitt, Eric Greitens, both of them or neither of them. Go vote and tell us why you voted the way you did. And Missourians, if you're out there and you voted today, give us a comment as to what you experienced. Hannah's going to tell us her story, but she'll be watching for yours as well in the live chat, and she'll relay some of those messages to the folks later in the show.
Yep.
Sound good?
Yep. Can't
Fantastic. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, I just want to check my messages and make sure that nothing happened to...
And also make sure you pronounce it right.
Make this... Eric Schmitt.
say that when he comes on. Welcome to the show, Eric Schmitt.
Yeah, Eric Schmitt when we come back on Election Day. Go vote. Tell us what your experience is. We'll be right back.
And me to grow up and live happy in the land of the free. Now this nation.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
As soon as we could see clearly through our big black eye, man, we lit up your world like the 4th of July. Hey, Uncle Sam,
The long-fought Missouri primary comes to a close tonight, and we'll be giving you the results as they arrive live.
Decision 2022.
Sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes on 97.1 FM Talk.
Stewart's American Mortgage, the bagel loan guy, working to help you out in uncertain financial times to make sure that your economic situation, we know what's going on in the world. Well, we think we do. Economically, it is tumultuous. You want to get your situation as beneficial to you as you possibly can. A refinance of your mortgage could potentially help you loads. If you have equity in your home and you want to do a cash out refinance to pay off some of that high interest credit card debt that has been piling up as everything has been costing more and more and more. If you've been doing repairs in your house like we've had to do in mine, that savings gets diminished and you need to make sure that that debt is paid off. It gets hard to pay that off when rates on those keep going up and up and up. Take cash out with a bagel loan from Stewart's American Mortgage. When you use the bagel loan, you pay no fees that every other lender out there is going to charge you in order to even go through the process. This is a fantastic way for you to save money. And Stewie is going to talk to you about your options and make sure that when you go through this process, it is actually financially benefiting you. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Call him, text him, Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
This is a paid announcement for Kevin C. Shepard for United States Senate. In 2018, the federal government spent $4.1 trillion, the states $1.5 trillion, and the counties $1.7 trillion, for a total of $7.3 trillion and 38% taxation. Almost $4 trillion was spent to do one thing: educate and keep children out of poverty with a gazillion taxes and programs. One simple tax to the Social Security system, which already exists, would provide $24,000 per child for 72 million children, for only $1.78 trillion, not $4 trillion, which is wheelbarrows of cash for the tax collectors and program profiteers. Make America great again by making American families great again. Discover how much your child is worth. The Dabo lawyer political elitist class have. Vote for Kevin C. Shepard for senator for all Americans, the children of the Republican, Independent, and Democrat voters. Discover how much your child is really worth.
This ad paid for by Kevin C. Shepard for Missouri Senate.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hi, this is Arnold, owner of the Good Feet store. Have you been suffering with foot pain, knee pain, low back pain, or plantar fasciitis? Maybe you've tried all kinds of remedies with no relief.
It was terrible. I was in tears a lot. It hurt that bad. For 2 years, I was watching these commercials thinking, this can't be real. You know, you're never going to find out if you don't try. So my legs and my feet do not hurt like they did before Good Feet.
Call 314-317-9494 or visit one of our 2 locations on Olive, Catty Corner from TGI Fridays, or in Shiloh, Illinois, across from Dearborn's.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Individual results may vary. Consult your physician for medical conditions. Visit the website goodfeetstlewis.com. Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store.
Mark Cox here because of the important primary on August 2nd. We're moving the Retirement Advisory Group's Protecting Your Retirement educational event to Thursday, August 11th. It'll still be at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Join me, Annie Frey, Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw. Seats are limited, so go online to retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Would you like to know why our clients have not lost a penny with all the market losses this year? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
So expensive nowadays. I wait to the last minute, hoping that the prices will go down.
How much longer can you wait for relief? Governor Pritzker's doubling the state's gas tax gave Illinois some of the highest gas prices in the nation, yet the potholes in Chicago could swallow a CTA bus. Now Pritzker is forcing businesses to lie to their customers for his benefit.
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase and calling that a tax cut.
In Illinois, you have to sue to be able to tell the truth.
Gas station owners in Illinois are suing the state over a new law they claim violates their free speech rights.
How much longer will you be made to play the fool? In the last 4 years, Pritzker added another $2,165 to the tax burden Illinois families shoulder, which was already the highest in the nation. How much more of Pritzker can you afford? How much worse does it have to get before you make a change? Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful and warm.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Now, all eyes are on the Missouri primary Senate race, especially after a pretty confusing post by former President Trump yesterday. Now, some of the candidates who have the most public support, that would be Eric Schmitt, Eric Greitens, Vicky Hartzler, were all waiting anxiously to see who the former president would endorse. And he did endorse someone, but still this morning, we're not sure exactly who. Take a look. Now, in his statement, the former president said, quote, "I am therefore proud to announce that Eric has my complete and total endorsement." But he didn't say which Eric Schmitt or Eric Greitens. But both men are claiming Trump endorsed them and took to Twitter to thank him for his support. Trump said Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler doesn't have what it takes.
So that's the KSDK, the local report on today's primary. Happy Missouri Primary Day. I hope that you have been able to vote already. If you haven't voted yet, hope you're still working it into your schedule. Today's Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Who do you think Trump's endorsement helps the most? Eric Greitens, Eric Schmitt, both or neither? Of course, yesterday we heard from President Trump in his endorsement that he puts out on Truth Social that he trusts the people of Missouri to get this one right, and that his endorsement is for, in all caps, Eric, no last name given. That's hilarious. So I'd love to hear what you think about it. Lots of people coming in on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat to comment their experience when they voted today or their plans to vote, and also weighing in on that YouTube live chat poll. So Brad, your experience of covering all of the news, the politics, the election so far, you've been on here with us in September. You've done the Illinois primary. This race specifically is a very interesting one, I think, in Missouri, because there's actually multiple candidates who really do espouse the same ideology that Donald Trump did, which makes me think that the America First Trump agenda is even bigger, that there are options within that than there are in a lot of other states.
Yeah, I think America First is the best way to describe this movement, because like you've said in the past, you know, it's America First. It's not necessarily Trump first, but as long as those two align, I believe the exact phrase you said is "we cool." So I like I like that. I think that this is actually a really big tent. I think there's a lot of room in there as long as everybody's rowing in the same direction.
I will be interested to see the results as they shake out, but there are other races that are going to be important to people in this area in the Missouri primary, which is why I want to encourage you to make sure you keep it right here on 97.1 FM Talk after the Mark Reardon Show. And it's at 7:00 is when coverage starts.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Reardon is going to be in there, John Lamping, Brad Young, and our very own Ryan Wiggins, who we've been told is going to dress to the nines for that radio show.
Yeah, he's going to put on the Ritz.
He's going to put on the Ritz. I'm looking forward to this. We're working to connect with Eric Schmitt, the Attorney General of the state of Missouri, also candidate in today's primary poll. So stick around for that. Also in the news today, we are watching as what we suspected would happen, but hadn't been published specifically, was Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. And a lot of people wondered if she was going to do this. A lot of people had said she's absolutely going to do it, but it's not going to be on an itinerary. Here's Bill Hemmer.
Here is the news of the hour. A plane has just landed at the airport in Taipei, and that plane you can see clearly above the white paint, United States of America, in big, broad, bold letters. The Speaker of the House now has landed in Taipei, Taiwan, where it is 10:45 in the evening. They are exactly 12 hours, Sandra, ahead of us here in New York at the moment, 10:45 in the evening there, Smitty.
So we're continuing to watch as she is in Taiwan. We'll cover this as details emerge throughout the course of the day. It is nighttime there. So we'll see what happens next. China certainly has made some serious threats based on whether or not she would land in Taiwan, spend the night in Taiwan. And so our eyes were wide open to that. Let's get to our guest, Eric Schmitt, one of the men of the hour, one of the Erics that the entire country is talking about right now. Eric Schmitt, the Attorney General of the state of Missouri, as well as candidate for the United States Senate. Welcome back to the show. It's great to have you here on Election Day.
Great to be with you, Annie. Big day.
It is. Let me just ask you your thoughts initially on the Trump endorsement last night, certainly of you and certainly not against you, but not only you. What were your thoughts?
Well, I was very grateful when the president called me to inform me. I was really grateful. And I think if you look at that statement, Annie, it's very clear who he's talking about. He wants somebody who's going to fight for election integrity. Well, that's me. That's been my record. Somebody that's going to fight for border security. That's me. That's my record. Somebody's going to take on the left and the indoctrination in our schools. That's me. That's my record, taking on critical race theory in our schools. The other person that's claiming something out of this took a knee and quit on Missouri. He hasn't been engaged in any of those fights. So I feel very grateful for that endorsement from President Trump. We've got the momentum right now, and you can feel it at all these events. We've been crisscrossing the state for the last 10 days, and the crowds have been great, and people want a fighter. I've been on your show before with the can't stop, won't stop theme. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're taking this fight to the Biden administration because there's so much on the line, and people want somebody who's going to do the same thing in Washington.
We're speaking with Eric Schmitt right now, who is a candidate on your Missouri ballot for United States Senate in the GOP primary. You mentioned the fight, and I'll tell you what, as Republicans who had a very, very rough election in 2020, it's felt very impotent to be able to watch what Republicans stand for, what conservatism stands for, and a lot of people who are even moderate to just right of the general Democratic Party and the way they've taken it are looking for a fight. It's going to take more than an Eric Schmitt in the United States Senate. It's going to take a whole collective effort. Where do you see a Republican majority in the House paired with a Republican majority of however many in the Senate? Where's that fight after this midterm?
We got to fight for working people. I mean, families are struggling. I mean, you look at gas prices, inflation, groceries. People are feeling this, and it's all because of the policies of the Biden administration. I mean, on day one, they declared war on American energy. This guy's going to Saudi Arabia now begging for oil, shipping strategic petroleum reserves to China. This stuff is nuts. And again, my record, we sued to try to change the outcome of the Keystone XL pipeline cancellation. ESG is destructive. We need to open up drilling offshore and on federal lands. I mean, we have all the energy we'll ever need in this country. And people can make their decisions about what they want to purchase. But there's no reason in the world why people should be hurting and paying more and having these inflationary woes. This is all from the Biden administration. So I think we got to take the fight to them, be energy dominant again. we got to get a secure border. People see what's streaming across the border. I mean, it is crime, it is drugs, it's human trafficking, and there's no reason for it. People intuitively understand this is all crazy. Just like in our schools, the left trying to indoctrinate our kids with this political agenda, the gender unicorn, privilege walks, oppression matrix. This is all real, and it's not just happening in California and New York. I mean, it's happening in Missouri. So I think people want somebody that's going to go there, fight back, and win, and not just get the majority, but do something with it and have proven fighters who are willing to take those stands and not interested in being, the most popular person or doing the DC cocktail circuit. I don't care about any of that. I want to go there and represent my state and defeat socialism.
We're speaking with the Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmitt, candidate for United States Senate, on your ballot today in Missouri, as today is primary day. I think a lot of people have discussed this Senate seat as the Republican who wins the primary will win the general election in 98 days, but you still have to put in the effort, the work, the time to beat the Democrats who are going to offer, I guess, more of what Joe Biden wants for this country. Tell me about if you win today, and we announced tonight on our election coverage that Eric Schmitt has won the United States Senate primary in Missouri to be the candidate, to when we get to November. How do you ensure that this race is the landslide that many people think it should be in favor of the Republican candidate?
Well, that assumption I don't think is true. I mean, Eric Greitens will lose this seat. He is a scandal-ridden quitter who the Democrats would love to pick. I mean, if Chuck Schumer got an endorsement, it would be for Eric Greitens. I mean, they're licking their chops. But thankfully, the people of Missouri get a say, and we feel it on the ground. When I'm the nominee, if the people of this state are bless me with that opportunity, I mean, we're going to take the fight to the Democrats. This won't be a close race. We're going to fight like hell. And then we're going to take that fighting spirit to Washington and really save America, because it's all on the line. I mean, the Democrats are 2 votes away from adding states to the union, packing the Supreme Court, federalizing elections, open borders, and amnesty. They're playing for keeps. We cannot mess this up. There are no mulligans. We have to send the right person there to go fight back. And again, that's been my record as a fighter versus somebody who's, quit on the state.
Last question here. We have Eric Schmitt on the line with us. What's your appeal to voters right now? People who are listening who think, I'll try to go out and vote. Maybe it doesn't end up fitting in with their schedule. Is it important for people to show up today on a primary day, which is this historically low turnout?
Absolutely. Look, I think the country's on the line. You see what's happened in the last 2 years. It's been devastating. And I don't, how far they've gone and how fast the left and the Democrats has gone has really been shocking. It's a radical agenda. And not only is this the most important election of our lifetime, because of that, I actually believe we're entering the most consequential decade in our republic since the Civil War, because we're going to be asked questions, and we're being asked questions that we haven't had to answer in a really long time, if we've ever had to answer them, like, are we going to remain the freest country in the history of the world or not? Do we still believe in individual rights and not collectivism? Do we think the Second Amendment is a God-given right to protect yourself? Do we believe in the sanctity of human life? Do we think there should be a ministry of truth? I mean, this stuff is crazy, but this is where we're at. And we're not having traditional political debates about, like I said, tax rates and entitlement reform. The Democrats' agenda is radical, and we need to send the right people there to fight back.
Yeah, and we need to make sure that the people are there to call it out and to speak about it, so that people do know that they're not. I mean, there's a huge amount of gaslighting going on in the United States of America right now, and the people on the right have been scared and put into a place of fear to not even speak or argue back on these issues. You have consistently done so and done so with us on this show, and we wish you the best of luck, Eric Schmitt. Thank you for coming on today, and we look forward to seeing what happens tonight.
Thanks, Annie, and I appreciate everybody's vote today. Thank you so much, and hopefully when tonight comes, we'll be celebrating. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eric Schmitt, the Attorney General of the state of Missouri and candidate for United States Senate, on your ballot in Missouri today. Whoever you're voting for, if you're somebody who listens to the show and I am the thing that gets your blood boiling every day, and you're going to go vote for a Democrat and you want to take these people down, go vote. If you're somebody who cares about the future of this country and wants to see it taken in a drastically different direction, like we do here on the Annie Frey Show, go vote. Have your voice be heard. Flex those liberty muscles and make sure you tell us about it on the live chat. As we move through today, we're going to cover your stories as well. Hannah's watching and waiting to feature some of your comments and your experiences. Go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and you can vote on who you think Trump's endorsement helped the most. Eric Greitens, Eric Schmitt, both or neither. We'll be right back with Wiggins America, keying in on some of those featured races that we will be covering on 97.1 FM Talk tonight in our special coverage. Ryan Wiggins, when we come back.
The world I love, the trains I hop to be part of the wave, can't stop. Come and tell
This
me
is the
when
Annie
it's
Frey Show.
time to-
Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Frey Show.
Bleeding in the snow cone, so smart she's leading me to ozone. Music, the great communicator, use these sticks to make it in the nature.
Mark Reardon Show.
Congressman and Wagner. For them to be calling it the Inflation Reduction Act, I think that's comical.
It's just going to make this economic crisis much worse. I don't get it either, but that's where we are.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Mark Cox here. In life, there are good surprises and bad surprises. I caught one of the bad surprises the other day after we locked our keys in our truck while on vacation. The good news is I have a CarShield protection plan. Every protection plan includes coast-to-coast roadside assistance at no extra cost. One phone call, and before long, I was back in the truck and we were on our way. That's fantastic. You're going to love CarShield. They offer protection plans for around $100 a month that cover more parts than ever before. When you need a repair, you don't have to deal with the paperwork or the headaches. All you have to do is choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield administrators handle the rest. Now, CarShield helps make the surprise of your car breaking down easier to handle. Get coverage like I did. Go to carshield.com/Cox or call 800-391-8888 to save 10% on your plan. That's carshield.com/Cox.
Judge Mike Carter, and just like you, I've been working in the real world for a good long time. I remember bussing tables back in 1986, driving Domino pizza deliveries. I was a UPS package car driver. Then I got my license in real estate in 1990. Been doing that for a good long time as a broker and salesperson. And I started my law firm in 2004 and been doing that for 18 years, making sure paychecks cash and people have 401ks. We could use a lot more real world in Washington, D.C., and especially Jeff City here in Missouri. Much like President Trump when he came into D.C. and was cleaning up the swamp, a lot of it had to do with the fact that he had been thrashing around in the real world for a very long time. I've dealt with bureaucrats and red tape and the things that get in the way for people to be successful in their jobs and their businesses. And I can tell you down in Jeff City, there will be no voice louder than mine with the experience that I bring to bear on what we need for the citizens of the state of Missouri. I'd like you to go to MikeCarter.com and check this out. Paid for by Team Mike Carter, Mike Carter Treasurer.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Mark Cox here with a question for homeowners. Would you sell your current home if you found your dream home? Well, of course you would. That's why you need to call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria has a program that kind of eliminates the worry of selling your current home and then finding that next home with inventory being as low as it is. Gloria is an expert at finding listed and unlisted homes that match your specific criteria. Just let her know exactly what you're looking for. She'll find that dream home in the neighborhood of your choice. And once Gloria finds a homeowner who may consider a sale, not yet on the market, Gloria's going to inspect that home, set up a private, no obligation showing, and negotiate on your behalf at no charge if you want to make an offer. If your offer is accepted, Gloria will also help you sell your existing home. Learn more now. Call Gloria at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low fixed rates.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. You can offset today's high prices by using the low interest equity in your home to pay off credit cards, make home improvements, or simply put cold hard cash back in your pocket.
Start saving money and skip 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Landing, short my blue.
NMLS 114937.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
If it's bumper to bumper or smooth sailing, Sue Thomas has you covered with dependable traffic. driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Take all of your so-called problems. Better put them in quotations. Say what you need to say. 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 Say what you need to say.
In just 99 days, voters are set to decide which party will control Congress. Tomorrow, voters in 5 states heading to the polls to choose who will face off in November. Kansas, Michigan, Missouri, Washington, and Arizona all holding primary elections.
A rare Shepard Smith sighting, just in general, not even on the Annie Frey Show, just a rare sighting.
That guy's still around, huh?
He's still doing his thing. And he's talking about the primary day. Today is a Tuesday in an election year, so the chances of there being some voting taking place today across the country, very good, especially here in the state of Missouri.
Wiggins! Oh, Wiggins! All right, primary. I figured let's look at some of the biggest local ones, maybe that we're not paying as much attention to because, oh, here we go. Okay, I'm dressed normal right now, but apparently I'm going to be dressed to the nines tonight.
We hope.
And anytime I walk in the studio, that song's going to play.
Did you ask Steve if you can buy a top hat? An expensed top hat?
I just went and bought it.
Oh.
And we'll see. If the company reimburses me, if they don't, I can always take it back.
I
That's
want
the nice
an
thing.
inflated, a 9.1% inflated top hat. It needs to be 9.1% dollar.
Does it need to have one of those little tags sticking off of it like the Mad Hatter that says 9.1%?
It would be good. It would make it better, especially if it looks like the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, he's not wearing a normal top hat, though. His is all multicolored, right?
He's also a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, not a real person. Acknowledged.
I mean, he can be if you believe it.
But neither was young Frankenstein.
You should identify as the Mad Hatter tonight.
Okay, here comes the Mad Hatter. All right.
I now have this drop and can play it anytime I want.
Yeah, and it's going to happen a lot, I think, probably during the 2 o'clock hour. It's going to happen again in the next 5 minutes, I have a feeling.
I just have to make sure Mark Reardon knows how to use it.
He will. He will, and he'll say, I'm not using this stupid thing. Here is the races that I think we're not paying as much attention to that are all happening today. Of course, we're going to be giving full coverage to every single thing happening tonight as they roll in. But we've been talking about Eric versus Eric a lot. On the Democrat side for that same race, the Senate race, there's an interesting race happening there too between Lucas Kuntz, who's a Marine veteran and self-proclaimed populist, and Trudy Bush Valentine, an heiress of the Bush beer fortune. And those are very two different Democrats running right there.
Little girls grow up wanting to be a princess. What you really wanted to be is an heiress.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's princess without the need to wear fancy dresses all the time.
But don't girls like wearing fancy dresses, though? Especially when you're little.
I don't think you can appropriate that.
I'm not. I'm asking the question.
Kind of.
Yeah, assuming.
My 6-year-old loves the fancy dresses.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, heiress.
So the heiress, Trudy Bush Valentine, has been saying a lot of things that sound very centrist when it comes to schools. Actually wrote an article about it last week because she's saying things about transgender topics and critical race theory all have to do with minors, schools in particular, but minors in general, that sound very, I don't know, almost rational. So she's also backtracked on some of those things because they sound too rational, apparently, if you're left of center. And she's running against Lucas Kuntz, who has been now endorsed as of, I think, just yesterday by Bernie Sanders. So we are talking. Yeah, Kuntz.
Sanders.
All
right.
Kuntz Sanders. So this is a very, very close race. It's interesting to watch because it could have an effect. And I think either way, the fact that this race even exists probably helps the Senate candidate for the GOP side because it could alienate a group of Democrat voters no matter which way it goes. If you get the centrist or at least the moderate, The progressives may not show up as much. If you get Lucas Kuntz, you may not get the centrists as much.
So to be clear, tonight on the election coverage on 97.1 FM Talk, starting at 7 p.m. With Ryan in his best dress. Top hat.
My best dress.
I got some extras right here. You can have your first pick. We're going to cover the Democrat results, obviously, as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're covering everything. Everything on down to, well, I don't want to mention this one yet. Let's talk about Cori Bush versus Steve Roberts. That's another one.
Cori Bush versus Steve Roberts.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you have in Missouri District 1 there, Cori Bush, obviously big name, national headlines. She is
for all the wrong reasons.
Way left of center. She is about as far left as you can get, running against the more moderate Steve Roberts for that primary on the Democrat side. Now, whoever wins that primary will probably win that district.
Does Steve Roberts have a shot?
Yes, he has a shot because of the redrawn districts.
He's also a state senator, so
he has a shot. The interesting thing about both the Senate race for the Democrats and this District 1 race is that when you have somebody who's way far left versus a more moderate Democrat, Axios looked at this and picked about 22 that they considered races that have already happened in the primaries that were far left versus moderates. Do you know who won most of those races?
Tell us.
The moderates.
Ooh.
So that is a change from what it has been. Now, it's only not all of them, but 2/3 of the moderates in those races have won. I think, though, when you talk about big names, Cori Bush, Ilhan Omar is actually up tonight in Michigan. They're probably locks. I don't think that we're going to see anything really upset the apple cart, but it could happen here. I don't think Ilhan Omar has much to worry about, but hyper local.
She's Minnesota.
And she's Minnesota. Oh, wait a minute. No. Then one of the other squad members is up tonight because I was just looking at this right before I came in here. Ilhan Omar might have been endorsing Cori Bush. That's where I got confused. Sam Page versus Jane Duker. Think we're all watching that one pretty closely.
Yeah.
And that is a hyper local race that I don't know whether that's going to make national news at all. In the national news stories that I've been reading, nobody's mentioning that. But gosh, are people interested in it around here because it has so much impact on so many people's lives in this area. And I don't know about you. I've gotten texts of people asking me, can I vote in the Democrat primary and still vote Republican in the general? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
And so that may be a very different race than usual.
You can't go pull a Democrat ballot today on the primary to vote for Jane Duker and still cast a vote for the Missouri Republican Senate seat. So you just have to choose what's important to you.
Yes, you do.
And there are people who are in the county who know that whatever Republican wins, I'll throw my support behind him there, but these local politics make a big difference. Rashida Tlaib is the other one you're talking about.
Okay, thank you.
She's in Michigan.
So Michigan governor is another one. Now looking a little bit more at national here with just a couple of minutes left. There are a couple good candidates. Trump has endorsed a candidate just last Friday, Tudor Dixon, on the Republican side.
What a great name.
Facing off. Yeah, she's a conservative activist / anchor. So she's a media personality. And he probably likes that. And so she's holding a bit of a lead. He likes celebrities, right? He endorsed Oz. He just likes celebrities. So he endorsed her, but there is somebody running right of her named Kevin Rinke who could make a splash. He's rich. He's been running a lot of ads, and he could change that race a little bit versus Whitmer. Whitmer is expected to win, of course. Arizona, lots to watch there.
Arizona, to me, is where the real drama is on whatever's left on the map for primaries, including today. Arizona is the most dramatic.
Yes.
These people feel out loud.
Yes.
The emotions that are coming out of Arizona are palpable, and national news and Kari Lake certainly being at the top of that.
But it is up and down the ballot because it is Senate, it is Secretary of State. There are a lot of big names.
You think Fox News is excited to call Arizona races tonight for Republicans?
They're going to call it before the show's over.
Hope they're not listening.
The last one before we get to the break here is abortion is on the ballot in Kansas. So they have an amendment there called Value Them Both. It's the Value Them Both amendment where a yes vote would affirm that there is no constitutional right to abortion in Kansas. Looking at early voting, there are more Republicans who have cast ballots than Democrats in early voting, but not enough to overcome the margin of independence. So it's still fairly close.
I don't think it's a safe bet to say that all Republicans are going to vote pro-life.
We don't know for sure.
And I also don't think it's safe to say that independents and Democrats are going to vote pro-choice.
No.
I think it's an issue that people have had thrust upon them so much more scientific information that people are shifting on it. So it's kind of all over the map.
Yeah. So that's still a very close race. And like you said, just because we see Democrats and Republicans in numbers for each, they are still fairly close, but we don't know how they're voting. So we'll watch that very closely tonight too. And there are many, many others, but we are out of time. So I'm going to
You want to stick around with us?
I do.
You have stuff to do, don't you?
I do. But I want to stick around too.
That was the I asked him on air. So
because now I have to.
At 1:25, Mark Cox is going to give us his thoughts on the primary. Thomas Helbig joining us at 1:40, and we'll get Wiggins in here in and out. Don't go away.
Hey, this is Wiggins. You know, I'm always telling you to get Andrea's sauce at Schnucks and Straub's and Deerbergs and area grocery stores, Andreas.com. You can get it at the restaurant in Fairview Heights. But today I thought I would give you a few tips on how you use it once you get it. So obviously it's a brush-on steak sauce. It's something you use while you're grilling or while you're cooking the meat, or you marinate it ahead of time. You can also use it on things outside of steaks, pork chops, pork steaks, not just pork, chicken breasts too. But here's what we like to do, and we've done for years. My dad loves to do this when he grills. Put some thick cut bacon on the grill and then brush on Andrea's on that, or do portobello mushrooms. Things that you wouldn't think of. Andrea's turned some of these foods into absolute gourmet dishes. And in the case of mushrooms and maybe even bacon, bacon's up, but it's not as much as a steak. So we're talking about ways to get around $30 steaks and have a great meal. So a couple tips there. Of course, always use Andrea's. You can get it at Andreas.com.
Plain talk from our true constitutional conservative voice, Mary Elizabeth Coleman.
We have to stop the crazy liberal agenda of defunding the police. We need more support for law enforcement. Give them the tools to stop violent crime, illegal immigration, and the cartels from flooding our state with their illegal drugs.
Mary Elizabeth Coleman opposes all taxpayer funding for illegal immigrants and will fight to cut state funding to cities that give sanctuary to illegal immigrants.
Biden's open border policy has brought fentanyl to our neighborhoods. Thousands of Missourians are dying as a result. Missouri should join the other states and send our National Guard troops to the border if that's what it takes to keep our families safe.
True constitutional conservative Mary Elizabeth Coleman supports a Parents' Bill of Rights, is pro-jobs, A-rated by the NRA, and the only one in this state Senate race endorsed by Missouri Right to Life. Paid for by friends of Mary Elizabeth Coleman.
Hello, this is Dave Walker, former Comptroller General of the United States. The federal government has grown dramatically, promised too much, lost control of its budget, and must restructure its finances in order to create a better future.
I agree, Dave. This is Ken Heisey from Heisey Advisory Group, and you're invited to a special event on Thursday, August 25th. Dave and I will talk about our country's financial issues and how they may impact your retirement. Learn why it's critical to take action now and discover strategies that can help protect your future. If you've saved at least $750,000 for retirement, call 314-328-6000 to register for this special event. After a decades-long mission to promote fiscal responsibility at all levels of government, you won't want to miss what Dave has to say. Call 314-328-6000.
Dave Walker is not affiliated with and does not endorse Heisey Advisory Group or AE Wealth Management, LLC. Heisey Advisory Group may not provide tax advice and is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
China doesn't like it. Lisa Brady, Fox News. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says her trip to Taiwan is in defense of democracy, a trip Beijing had warned against and is condemning today.
China is coming out with really strong words. They're calling this trip by Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan a serious violation of the One China principle. And they're saying that it infringes on China's sovereignty and that it will have a severe impact on U.S.-China relations.
Fox's Aisha Bosny on Capitol Hill.
Speaker Pelosi touched down in Taipei close to 11 p.m. local time. She was greeted by a Taiwanese delegation. Shortly after, she released a statement that appeared to attempt to send a message to China that this is not a provocation. That is not how China is reading all of this.
Pelosi says the island nation has been under threat from Beijing, China pledging steps to defend its sovereignty. Sheriff's officials in Northern California just confirming 2 more bodies found within the burn zone of the state's largest wildfire this year, bringing the total to 4 dead. The McKinney fire has burned nearly 88 square miles now, and more than 100 homes and other buildings, forcing thousands to evacuate. Meantime, extreme heat in the Pacific Northwest now suspected in at least 14 deaths in Oregon, while in Kentucky, there's more flood, misery, and death.
Officials estimate the number officially sits at around 37, but will likely go up in the area as it continues to deal with everything they've lost.
Fox's Jeff Paul. Attorney General Eric Garland just announcing the U.S. is suing Idaho over a state law imposing a near total ban on abortion. Primary day in 5 states, in part considered another test of the former president's endorsement power. Some closely watched races in Arizona, Missouri, Michigan, Kansas, and Washington. America is listening to Fox News.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Tired of companies like Google and Facebook watching everything you do online? There's actually a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with a push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Temperatures hanging around 95 this afternoon. The heat index 105 plus. Partly sunny, hot and humid. Maybe a spot storm tonight. Mostly clear. Very warm, very humid. Low 90s this evening. 75 for the low Wednesday. Do it again. Partly sunny, hot and humid. Couple of spot storms possible. 95 a count on scattered showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night and again on Thursday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The field is crowded, but it's about to narrow. Tonight, be here for primary night coverage. The long-fought Missouri primary comes to a close, and we'll be giving you the results as they arrive live. Hosted by Mark Reardon and Brad Young, with live rolling results from Ryan Wiggins, 7 to 10. It's all part of Decision 2022, sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes. Tonight on 97.1 FM Talk.
Travis Fitzwater is the right hire for state senate.
Running for office is a job interview. I'm Travis Fitzwater, and here's my resume. I'm a lifelong conservative, dad to 3 beautiful little girls, a small business guy trying to make ends meet, a conservative Republican who cut our taxes, ended abortion in Missouri, defended our Second Amendment rights, and have protected our farmers from liberal activists.
Travis Fitzwater is a pro-jobs Republican who knows how local families are struggling to pay for gas and groceries. And Travis Fitzwater is the one we can count on to continue to fight Biden's inflation, to get our economy back on track. The only candidate in this race endorsed by Missouri police officers, Missouri pro-life, and A-rated by the NRA. Travis Fitzwater is the right hire for state senate.
Hire me on August 2nd, and I'll keep getting the job done.
Paid for by Friends for Travis Fitzwater.
So when you're looking to purchase flooring in the St. Louis area, it's always nice to go to somebody who is local. And that's Michael's Flooring Outlet. Michael's Flooring Outlet has an amazing selection of all the different kinds of flooring that you might be shopping for. And they have the ability on their website. Here's the website. igotfloor.com. That's igotfloor.com to be able to go in there and look at the different kinds of stock that they have available. Glass, tile, natural stone, luxury vinyl, laminate, hardwood, carpet, especially that Mohawk Smart Strand line. It's all there at Michael's Flooring Outlet. You know you're going to get the best of the best. And I'm not just talking about the quality of the product. I'm talking about the quality of the service as well. Michael's Flooring Outlet has the best customer sales staff that are going to be experienced in exactly what you need from them. That it's not like they're working different departments of a store over and over and over again. They know flooring and they know it well, which means that they're going to listen to you, listen to your budget, give you great quality, great service, and great value. Find them online at igotfloor.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hi, this is Arnold, owner of the Good Feet store. Have you been suffering with foot pain, knee pain, low back pain, or plantar fasciitis? Maybe you've tried all kinds of remedies with no relief.
It was terrible. I was in tears a lot. It hurt that bad. For 2 years, I was watching these commercials thinking, this can't be real. You know, you're never going to find out if you don't try. So my legs and my feet do not hurt like they did before Good Feet.
Call 314-317-9494 or visit one of our 2 locations on Olive, Catty Corner from TGI Fridays, or in Shiloh, Illinois, across from Dearborn's.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Individual results may vary. Consult your physician for medical conditions. Visit the website goodfeetstlewis.com. Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
There are many ways to listen. Most choose radio. But have you tried streaming? Download the Odyssey app and you can stream 97.1 with one touch. Or try it touchless by telling your smart speaker to play it.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It's Missouri primary day, and you may or may not have voted already. You may be on your lunch break and getting ready to vote right now. Regardless, thank you for putting 97.1 FM Talk on your radio, on the Odyssey app, streaming us live on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, wherever you're taking us in. We're grateful for it. Ryan Wiggins back in studio with Brad and myself. And just real quick, heads up for folks tonight, election coverage right here on 97.1 FM Talk.
Starting at 7, go until 10. We're going to be giving you the results as they come in and talking about all of the implications of those races up and down the ballot. So we're hyper-focused on the St. Louis area, of course, and Missouri in general.
Did you guys see Liz Cheney's most recent endorsement?
Yes, but I forget who it was. Remind me.
How can you forget? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So, okay. I love this story, and I am speaking to you as a 38-year-old female. I understand that, and I want to see if I can persuade you guys to agree with me on this. Last night, I guess it was, I'll check the specific date, there was a tweet from Liz Cheney's Twitter account, which is where you tweet from, And it is a man wearing a shirt that says, it's a white t-shirt and just in black letters, all caps, I'm for Liz Cheney.
Remember that.
It is one John Dutton, who is also known as Kevin Costner. Wearing his John Dutton from Yellowstone. Folks who haven't watched Yellowstone yet, why not? You need to get into it. It's fantastic. Yellowstone is one of the most popular shows on television. Didn't get any nominations for the Grammys, even though it's like blowing it up successful. I have theories on why that is. So Kevin Costner on the John Dutton Ranch with the beautiful mountains behind him, standing there in jeans, a white t-shirt says, I'm for Liz Cheney, and a black cowboy hat. Now, this is what I have to say about this. 2 points. Even John Dutton cannot help Liz Cheney, and John Dutton is a Republican in that show who does really shady things in general. Suits the politician world very well. John Dutton is not going to help Liz Cheney, nor is Kevin Costner. And secondly, the left is dunking on Republicans because Kevin Costner is for Liz Cheney. So somehow or another, this is like a Democrat win that Kevin Costner is saying Liz Cheney. This is actually an inverted inside out endorsement for Republicans that coming from Hollywood, this is about as good as it's going to get. But this is still, in my opinion, a net win for the GOP.
Outside of J6, she votes very conservatively.
She's very pro-Trump in her voting record.
So, generally speaking, I would have to agree with you. I hate to agree with you, but I have to agree with you.
But you have to.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
He looks really pretty in that shirt and hat, jeans.
Do you think he went ahead and said, yeah, I'll do this because he knew he wouldn't get any blowback for it, though? It's kind of a safe, hey, I'm sticking it to Trump endorsement.
No. Don't be like them. This isn't all about Trump.
But that's going through his head, right?
But it is Hollywood.
No.
He's Hollywood.
He is Hollywood.
Maybe we're not agreeing with you now.
I'm saying this is a net win for Republicans.
Okay.
That's the point. That the GOP actually will long-term benefit from the Kevin Costner, John Dutton endorsement of a Republican. Kevin Costner has been publicly, I will say, not Democrat. He has at time endorsed Republicans, which to me, if you have ever come out and said that, then if you've ever been willing to align yourself in Hollywood with a conservative or a Republican, that is a bold statement. Look at the frequency with which people are slobbering all over themselves to make sure that they get in on the pro-Democrat, pro-super progressive, whatever the certain virtue is that we're signaling this month. Hollywood can't control themselves. The most dangerous place is between that celebrity and their phone in selfie mode to tell you how virtuous they are. And then you feel that way because you're associated with them. Republicans don't do that because they're going to take it in the gut every single time that they put that out there. And you can listen to Republicans who are in Hollywood who say, once you're out there with that in any way, shape, or form, you lose work.
So are they going to kill off his character?
No, he's producing the whole show. He's in charge.
That's why he's safe, is because he's a producer.
Not to mention the fact that the show has I think 2 spinoffs already in production or airing, and I think maybe even be more because there's 1883, which I haven't watched yet, and I need to, and there is Ranch 6666 or something like that. I don't know. It's a different.
Whoa, Ranch 666.
6.
Okay.
4.
Kind of hoping for a supernatural drama there.
Not the mark of the devil.
Okay.
Just an extra 6 in there to be sure.
Just an extra one.
4 6s. But regardless, I really do think that for Kevin Costner to come out and say, I'm for Liz Cheney, I know that the super pro-Trumpers are going to be like, he's the devil, 666. And the Democrats are going to be like, see, even Kevin Costner thinks Liz Cheney is on the right side. But I think that Americans should, not care what Kevin Costner thinks politically, but if he wants to keep putting shirts on and putting pictures on the Twitter, I'm okay with it. I'm tongue-tied. I can't even talk about it. And secondly, that for him to come out and say something positive publicly about a Republican is so rare in Hollywood that this is actually, if she's for Liz Cheney, if he's for Liz Cheney, and he's willing to say that out loud, that goes with the voting record.
It does. Okay. 2 points. One,
He's pretty.
No, this was not my point, but I saw that picture and I think he's wearing sunglasses. He got that hat on. I didn't even know it was Kevin Costner until you said that.
I did.
That's why I was like, what is this? Why is this making news? Who's this guy? But first of all,
random Wyoming man in a cowboy hat.
I'll take you a step further and say that it's not just
really pretty.
That it's not just if a Hollywood anybody is associated loosely with the Republican Party. It's even if they're not saying anything, you assume
you have to be on
that
record.
They might actually be right of center.
You have to be on record, and you have to be on record recently.
Yeah. It can't be
that you're with the left.
Yeah. Okay. So that's point one. Point two is
that point does not conflict with my point.
Well, I just took you a little bit further.
Yeah.
Which I think you agree with.
High five.
Yeah. There we go. Point two, though, Kurt Russell deserves more credit.
Also not in conflict with my point. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn both said they don't speak about politics.
But
is that what you're talking about?
He was photographed in a pro-Trump shirt walking down the street and was just giving a thumbs up.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Did he have a death wish?
That's what I thought.
Was it in
really?
Hollywood?
Are you deciding that you don't want any more work? Yeah, well, I don't know where it was, but it made the rounds and nobody really paid attention to it. And it went away. And I don't think he said much, but he was wearing the shirt and like, hey, here I am.
One of the other things that Kevin Costner put out there, I believe, is something about being for more gun control. Might be a little bit of a bump there. But what I'm telling you is, if you take the spectrum of people in Hollywood, Kevin Costner has now put himself squarely on the right. In the context of Hollywood, not America, of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And also, it's pretty BA of him to be like, I'm just going to put a shirt on that's pro Liz Cheney. Like, this is what I can do and get away with, because that's going to make both Democrats and Republicans angry. The Democrats will just not admit it, and they'll take it as a win in their column. And I mean, like, that's where the Democratic Party is right now.
Shoot.
That's a win.
To be right of center in Hollywood, you could be a Hillary Clinton supporter. I mean, Hollywood is about as far left as it gets.
You're a Hillary Clinton supporter in Hollywood, and they're going to go, you a right wing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Once you get back over there, MAGA.
Right winger.
What do you think?
I don't see how it's a win. And it's not like you've made very great salient points.
Thank you.
But as a man on a Republican side, it doesn't move the needle with me at all.
Does it move? That's the question. Does it move the needle for anybody?
Stop thinking that what Kevin Costner is doing right here is to move your needle.
I'm asking for anyone.
I'm not talking about you as men. I'm talking about you as the epicenter of political nerdery, which I am in as well, but also a female. I'm saying if you're somebody who keeps politics as far away as you possibly can, and Kevin Costner comes through your feed with something political, it's like Curtis Houck is somebody I follow on Twitter. And yesterday, he's in Washington, and yesterday he tweeted something about how the Cardinals wouldn't include Dylan Carlson in a trade for Juan Soto. And I'm like, whoa, this is a political account that I follow tweeting about my St. Louis Cardinals. And I love the crossover. It was like, the Venn diagrams coming together for just a little bit. And I enjoyed that. Most people in the world are inverted in that they're going to have sports and entertainment and Nicki Minaj and, all of those types of people in their Twitter timeline.
That's all my Twitter timeline is.
Nicki Minaj.
Well, politics.
Huge fan. Huge fan. Ryan Wiggins. He just sings her songs and raps all the time.
I just sing her songs.
Yes.
What's your favorite Nicki Minaj song?
The most popular one recently.
That you can't name. When you are in that world and politics isn't part of it, and then Kevin Costner, because you like Yellowstone, Kevin Costner pops up and there's a political reference, that does move the needle. So no, you're not in play right now because you have thought for yourself politically this whole time. Most people don't. So that's why it makes a difference. That's why it matters.
I wonder if the average person though sees that and just goes, "Oh, he's making he's hitting Trump." That's all. That's all that they
I could see that too, that it would just be a shot against Trump because I'm for Liz Cheney, but I don't know that they necessarily associate Liz Cheney with like Republicans.
I bet you the majority of people who stay away from politics don't know who Liz Cheney is.
They might not even know. Yeah. They might know that she's related
who
to
the
Dick
heck
Cheney.
is Liz Cheney? Wikipedia. Liz Cheney, Wyoming, Republican. Blah. And then they move on. And
the first Google hit is going to be January 6th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
January 6th. And do we think, though, that January 6th, separate topic, did that cross over into the mainstream enough? Because they tried to. They tried to make it primetime television for everybody.
They sure did.
But I don't know that it did. I don't know if it worked. These are the questions of our time, Annie Frey.
Keep talking.
All related to Kevin
She's
Costner.
like, Google's got
No, this is
J6.
from yesterday.
Got to
This
go to
is a
DuckDuckGo.
CNN report.
Are you
Listen
planning to
this.
vote for Liz Cheney? Can I cuss? Hell no. Are you planning to support Liz Cheney?
Absolutely not.
What are your thoughts about Liz Cheney running for a fourth term?
Personally, I think she's had three too many.
Keep in mind, in 2020, Donald Trump won about 70% of the vote in Wyoming. So Liz Cheney's work on the January 6th investigation isn't playing so well with many Wyoming voters.
CNN is doing a report on this, but wait, there's more where that came from.
Done us dirty. How so? God, look at how she's done Trump. I'm a Trump fan. I'm sorry.
So she lost your vote because of her role on the January 6th committee and what she's doing about Trump?
Yes. She's supposed to be supporting him. She's a Republican, for crying out loud.
I find her work on the January 6th committee just repulsive.
How do you feel about her work on the January 6th committee and her role?
It's all a hoax. It's all propaganda. Has nothing to do with anything. It's a witch hunt.
Well, she says she's defending what's important to people here in Wyoming, upholding the rule of law, defending the Constitution.
If that was the rule of law, why doesn't he have a defense team in that courtroom?
Amen.
That's great. That's a kangaroo court. That's not the Wyoming way.
You know, I listen to these people and I'm sitting here thinking CNN probably went out there to try to dunk on the people hating on Liz Cheney, and they didn't find it. And I can't imagine that CNN, if they had found the right people talking about the stuff the way they wanted to, they would have put that in the
She has
package.
been an embarrassment. It's a witch hunt.
Are you proud of her for taking on Donald Trump?
No.
Here in Cheyenne, more than 1,600 miles from Washington, D.C., almost everyone we spoke with told us they believe Liz Cheney is too focused on Donald Trump and the January 6th committee and not paying enough attention to what they believe matters to the people here in Wyoming.
CNN is reporting on it. I think that's hilarious.
Well, she could just run for one of the other districts in Wyoming. Oh, wait.
Maybe she'll try. Redistricting. I need another chance. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to connect with Mark Cox, who's going to give us a little bit of an update. You want to stick around for this, or do you want to leave?
I have to leave.
You have stuff to
and
do?
I'll be back after Mark Cox.
You don't want to talk to him? What did he do to you?
I just don't like him.
Is it personal?
Yeah, it's personal.
Why?
I told you I don't like him, and I can't say why, but Mark and I have had words about a lot of things.
Physical fight? Is his top hat taller than yours?
Yes.
Is that it?
You nailed it. I didn't want to go there.
When are you on Mark's show?
Friday mornings.
When were you on Mark's show?
I won't be anymore.
Mark Cox giving us the lowdown on Missouri primary day and your vote on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Who do you think Trump's endorsement helps the most? Eric Greitens, Eric Schmitt, both or neither? Let's ask Mark Cox that question. We come back. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. More people are landing on 97.1 FM Talk every day.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's St. Louis's radio destination for information with perspective.
That's the only station I listen to.
97.1 FM Talk, the place for ideas.
I'm looking here at a website called Patient Connect 365, which you can go look at too if you want to, and look up your own dentist. I'm looking up Fountains Family Dentistry, and all the reviews are positive. So it's nice because I can just sort of read you what other people are saying instead of giving you my own testimony, which I've given to you many times. I love Dr. Ty Parker and Fountains Family Dentistry. For me, it's because I know that I'm going to get great care. Everybody online, though, and some people are saying, well, we got great care and all that stuff, but everybody just remarks about how friendly and welcoming, on time they are, relaxed office, nicest people ever. You know, I'm just reading kind of a few, but that's the theme when you look at their reviews, is that everybody just likes the people there, and they are going to give you absolute state-of-the-art care. I've known Dr. Ty Parker long enough to know that he's always going to have the latest and greatest of technology and information and get you back to your day. but it's nice to know that you're going somewhere that you're going to enjoy too, right? FountainsFamilyDentistry.com. Visit them in Fairview Heights, Illinois. FountainsFamilyDentistry.com.
In the Republican primary for U.S. Senate, Missourians have one clear conservative choice, Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler. Promoting and protecting Missouri values, she's a leading advocate for our veterans, ensuring that those who have served our nation have access to the best possible care. Vicky Hartzler has fought for our rural hospitals, and she's continuously pushed to have essential medication available for those in need. For our safety and security, Vicky Hartzler has led the effort to bring medicine production back to the United States. Vicky Hartzler, a proven fighter with a record of getting things done. Missouri has the chance to elect a true leader with a servant's heart. On August 2nd, vote for Vicky Hartzler for U.S. Senate. This message paid for by the American Society of Anesthesiologists PAC, which is responsible for the content of this advertising. ASAHQ.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Mark Cox here because of the important primary on August 2nd. We're moving the Retirement Advisory Group's Protecting Your Retirement educational event to Thursday, August 11th. It'll still be at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Join me, Annie Frey, Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw. Seats are limited, so go online to retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Would you like to know why our clients have not lost a penny with all the market losses this year? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, you can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg and still generate more income than most investment options? You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. This is a great time of the year to upgrade the energy efficiency in your home with my friends at Window World. Mark Cox here to tell you more about my experience with Window World. They replaced a couple of windows at my house. They were just panes of glass. We wanted to be able to get some airflow into the master bathroom. They came out, they gave us a free estimate, and then had the windows at seams installed in no time. Very professional, lifetime warranty I get, and you get an extra double strength glass on their replacement windows that's not common. So you're getting a great price, simply the best for less. They do front entry doors, rear entry doors if you're looking to replace that back door or sliding glass door in your home. They've got a great selection at Window World. They're also right now offering 18 months, same as cash financing, of course, with approved credit. The preferred window of the St. Louis Blues, 314-993-1800. windowworld.com.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
On the eve of tomorrow's Missouri primary, Donald Trump released an endorsement in this contest between Eric Greitens and Eric Schmitt. Trump says he is endorsing Eric. I'm not kidding. This is actually what Trump's endorsement press release says. I'm therefore proud to announce that Eric has my complete and total endorsement. And yes, both Erics have enthusiastically accepted that endorsement tonight. Absolutely unreal.
Rachel Maddow can't believe it, and everybody was waiting for the endorsement from Donald Trump that he teased ahead of time yesterday, and come to find out he endorsed Eric. Of course, there are more than one Eric. There are actually three Erics in the race, and we know another Mark who is talking about this. Mark Cox, the Mark Cox.
The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government. Get off my back.
I'm the best there is at what I do. You're a lying, dog-faced pony soldier.
I wouldn't make it a habit calling me that, son.
And that's the bottom line.
Mark Cox of the Mark Cox Morning Show, who's been covering the Missouri primary in great detail, on with us now. Mark, thanks for giving us some of your afternoon. This must be nap time for you, considering you're probably going to be up watching and listening to 97.1 tonight for all the results.
Yeah, I got that knocked out early, Annie, so I'm good to go. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Got home, voted, got home, and took a nap first thing. Thank you.
Well, tell us what your experience was voting after you got done with your show. You show up at the polling place. Lots of people there, not many people there. What'd you see?
Yeah, it was moderate. There were probably 5 or 6 people in front of me. I arrived. It's a fairly large polling place. But most of the seats were full of people filling out ballots. So I certainly don't think it was an overwhelming turnout. I've stood in a lot longer lines up there. I did hear a separate report from another location out here in West County where they described it as being pretty busy. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I was told this morning by the County Board of Elections Director, Rich Stream, they were expecting maybe a 30% turnout, which is pretty pathetic, I think. I mean, maybe a little higher than normal, but we should all do better than that, I think.
Yeah, primaries are usually kind of disappointing on the percentage of turnout, but people still have the opportunity to go cast their vote. If they still got a lunchtime, they can do it. Of course, don't let your employer tell you that you just don't have time to go vote, because they can't do that. You heard the endorsement of Eric from Donald Trump yesterday evening. What was your reaction to his somewhat vague endorsement and, telling the people of Missouri, you got this, I trust you to make the right decision?
Yeah, sort of. I called it a generic Eric endorsement, right?
Generic.
It's almost like he wanted to morph the two of them together. There were things he liked about both of them, but he couldn't bring himself to pick one. I was pretty critical of it on my show this morning. I mean, honestly, either don't endorse at all, Mr. President, or pick a side. I really wish he hadn't done what he did. He didn't do either candidate. Well, actually, he probably did Eric Schmitt more of a favor than he did Eric Greitens. Greitens won't see a bump, I don't think, out of that very milquetoast endorsement of somebody named Eric. Plus, there's a third Eric on the ballot.
I said he's the one he's got to be the one who benefits the most, because nobody knew he was running.
That's right. Vicky Hartzler tweeted about it yesterday. Congrats to Eric McElroy, who nobody's ever heard of. I reached out to the guy on Facebook and never heard back from him. I tried to message his campaign last night to see if he'd join me this morning. Other than that, we don't even know if he actually ran a campaign. Nobody knows anything about it. But that's the sad part. And all day I've had people text me, what do you think I should do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. People like Donald Trump, I think people have general election electability concerns about Eric Greitens. They like him. They like what they think he would do in Washington. I think he would be much more of a Josh Hawley kind of senator in Washington than Eric Schmitt would. But they have electability questions because John Danforth has put the fear in them that he's going to run an independent who might drag away some of those never Trumper votes, and that we end up with a Democrat in the Senate.
Yeah, that's what we don't want, especially sitting over on the Illinois side, knowing that this seat is so important on a national level to making sure that we maintain an even split, if not taking the Senate into the Republican Party majority. We're speaking with Mark Cox of the Mark Cox Morning Show. I'd highly encourage you, if you still haven't voted yet today and you want to listen into some keyed-in conversation and interviews about the Missouri primary, the Mark Cox Morning Show podcast is the perfect place to do that. And you can do so on the Odyssey app. Find 97.1 FM Talk. You can stream us live. You can also hear both the Annie Frey Show and Mark Cox Morning Show podcast there. Talk to me about some of the other things that are going on. Certainly the GOP Senate primary is a national marquee race, but there's a lot of other things that people are going to go, that you walk in and you look at your ballot and you're like, who are all these people? What am I supposed to do? Just talk to me a little bit about what you saw on your ballot and what you want people to know about.
Yeah, I think you can't not talk about the primary challenges in the congressional races. Every year there are one or two. Locally in CD2, which is Ann Wagner's district, and CD3, which is Blaine Luetkemeier's district, there were more challengers this year than there have been in the past. These are people who are unhappy with the way Ann Wagner's gone to Washington and voted. Some of them unhappy with some of the comments she made about Donald Trump after January 6th. And then Blaine Luetkemeier's got a couple of challengers out in CD3. Like most challengers, they face an uphill battle, but that doesn't mean that some of them wouldn't be capable of the job. I don't think anybody's suggesting there's going to be an upset in either primary. It just surprised me the number of people, some of them serious candidates, who turned out and put everything on the line this year as outsiders. That was pretty impressive, and maybe a reaction of the times. And in St. Louis County specifically, and I can't rule out that there aren't some propositions on the ballot, but I've tried looking at sample ballots in most of our Missouri counties that are in our listening area, and I didn't see anything big. In St. Louis County, though, there are 3 propositions on the ballot that are going to confuse the hell out of a lawyer if they just walked in and tried to read them. I hate how they word those things. And I do have on my website there /Cox, we do have a list of those 3 propositions. One's a whistleblower proposition. One would allow the county council to override the county executive for appointments, political appointees to his staff. They could give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And another one would create a commission to look at pay raises for county council. I think I'm probably a yes on the whistleblower and the county council overseeing of political appointees, and I was a no on Prop M, which was the pay raise issue.
You said the website, and I think we lost you just for a hair there. It was 971talk.com/Cox where people can go to see that.
Yeah, there's certainly a link to the segment of the show where I was describing those propositions. That may give people a little better understanding of what each one of them is. I talked to a local county councilman, Mark Harder, about those propositions. As you're well aware, you can't walk into the booth having not read those and make heads or tails out of them. It's just almost impossible.
We're speaking with Mark Cox of the Mark Cox Morning Show. I'm curious what you think that the Biden effect and what this administration has stood for, what they've done, what they haven't done. How does that affect motivation to show up in a primary for people today?
Sometimes I shake my head about that, Annie, because we ought to have 70% voter turnout in the primary if people were paying attention. I mean, particularly in Missouri, which is going to be one of the Senate races, which could turn the tide in the U.S. Senate in the fall, can make a huge difference. Congress, your people elected to Congress are important because whoever the House members are, we're electing or re-electing, are hopefully going to go back as a member of the majority after November. And to look at what destruction the Biden administration has wrought on this country in an 18 or 19 month period of time is stunning. It really is. The turnaround from what we were doing under Donald Trump is stunningly destructive. I don't know why everybody wouldn't get more involved, but I've said that most of my career as a talk show host. So I just keep trying to rattle their cages and wake them up as to what's going on out there.
We're 98 days away from the midterm election. We are 826 days away from electing a new president or re-electing a president. I can't even imagine. But you just mentioned that, Mark, that 18 months in, look at what has happened in 18 months. How vital is it for the Republicans to, of course, take the House of Representatives, but also when they have 2/3 of the Senate seats that are up in this midterm election, 2/3 of them are currently represented by Republicans. They have a very unfavorable map as far as how much they have to defend and then what they opportunities to take a new seat. That Senate is still a huge deal on a national scale. You think that they're going to be able to do that in November to get both houses? And what do you want them to do in the event that they are able to achieve that?
Yeah, I do think that they're going to win the House by at least 10 seats, if not a lot more than that. But as you mentioned, there's still almost 100 days left. And never underestimate the Republicans' ability on the national level to screw that up somewhere between now and then. They started by giving Joe Biden a victory in a couple of legislative issues, in my opinion, where they were double-crossed again. And now through reconciliation and not a single Republican vote. They're going to spend trillions of dollars more in the middle of a recession. Yes, I think we're in a recession. The signs are there, as much as they want to deny that. I mean, people have to see what's on the line. And what my hope is, at the very least, I think they hold their position in the Senate if they don't gain a seat or two. But people, wake up. Look at what they've been willing to do with only 51 votes in the United States Senate. Well, they only have 50, but they have the vice president as the tiebreaker. They're able to force stuff through without a single opposition vote, knowing that fully half the people in that body are opposed to what they're doing, and they're so ideological they're willing to do it anyway. That's the key right there. And if we take the House, Annie, there have to be investigations launched into the Hunter Biden case, into why the J6 committee's been such a one-sided sham so far. There's so much on the line here that I just encourage people to participate today and then work for whoever the primary candidates are for November.
You know Mark Cox and the Mark Cox Morning Show right here, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 97.1 FM Talk. Do you have your show laid out for tomorrow or anything you want to highlight that people can tune in to hear?
Well, I mean, we've reached out, as you know, I saw you and I were part of a conversation on Twitter, the main candidates on. We've reached out to the people who are the three presumed people that have a chance today in this primary, and made it clear that have them on in the morning. I mean, I'm hopeful that that's going to happen. But in some cases, we've been ghosted by the Schmitt campaign the last few weeks. So I'm assuming if they're victorious, we may be able to get somebody on tomorrow, and we'll have Genevieve Wood, and I'm going to talk to Jeff Smith, who is a former Democrat state senator, in the aftermath of whatever happens today, and kind of get his thoughts on this lead up to November.
Well, we will be tuned in on 97.1 FM Talk, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. as Mark recovers from a long election night and has to turn it around and report to you tomorrow morning. We will be there with you, Mark, and we're always grateful when you give us some time in the afternoon.
Oh, you bet, Annie. Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll talk to you soon. Mark will also be a part of the coverage tonight, calling in from wherever he happens to be to react to the election results as they are reported. Now, we will have full coverage on 97.1 FM Talk this evening, starting at 7 p.m. Mark Reardon will be there, John Lamping. We have Brad Young, Brian Wiggins, who are going to be giving you all the up-to-date results and reports as the evening goes on with great guests, including, yes, Mark Cox. And I'm probably going to stop by as well to weigh in on what I've seen from the election results. So be sure to connect to 97.1 FM Talk, either on your radio, but don't forget the Odyssey app. You can stream 97.1 anywhere you go in the world, 24/7. It's the AUDACY Odyssey app. Find 97.1 FM Talk, favorite it, and you will find us even tonight as we cover this election front to back, up to down. We will be right there with all the results as they're coming in. Let's talk to Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw when we come back. I always love the opportunity to bring you free, good advice. And the Retirement Advisor Group, a great sponsor of this show, is hosting yet another free event, which I will be at. And I love the opportunity to come out and shake your hand and meet you and thank you for being a part of our family here on 97.1 FM Talk. And I'll talk to you about how you can come out and sign up for this event. Free. Plus there's snacks. And Mark Cox and Mark Reardon too. It's crazy. Bob Kershaw and Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisor Group in the studio next.
This is the Annie Frey Show. The Mark Reardon Show.
Congresswoman Ann Wagner, for them to be calling it the Inflation Reduction Act, I think that's comical.
It's just going to make this economic crisis much worse. I don't get it either, but that's where we are.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
So my friends at Slim 180, which you can research for yourself, myslim180.com. That's myslim180.com. It's how I've lost weight. It's how I'm continuing to lose weight. And it's how I hope that you give it the opportunity, if you're in the market to shed a few pounds, to shed a ton of pounds, whatever your situation is. Don't think it's hopeless. If you've tried everything out there, and you haven't tried Slim 180, then you haven't tried everything out there. If you've never thought about losing weight, but maybe it's been on your mind lately, you want to get healthy, you want to feel good about yourself, you want to be able to go to the doctor and get a positive report back on your health, go to Slim 180 and start losing the weight. You'll be very, very glad that you did. You can talk to them about what I've done so far. I have done the HCG program, dropped 22 pounds in less than a month, and have been able to keep it off. I've been off of the HCG for a month. I went to vacation in Florida. I had a bout of being sick for a little bit and been at birthday parties and all of that stuff. And I've kept the weight off. And now I'm on their Crave program, which is a little less restrictive, but still helping me lose 3 to 5 pounds a week. And I'm going to do that through August. If you're looking for something to help you lose the weight, look no further than Slim 180 online at myslim180.com.
President Trump had it right. That's why State Senate candidate Mary Elizabeth Coleman stands with Trump and will fight for Trump's agenda, protecting us from crime by defending police, protecting neighborhoods by keeping illegal immigrants out of Missouri, and protecting unborn children as the only candidate endorsed by Missouri Right to Life. Mary Elizabeth Coleman for State Senate, standing with President Trump, protecting Missouri families. Paid for by Conservative Solutions for Missouri. Greg Keller, Treasurer.
This is a paid announcement for Kevin C. Shepard for United States Senate. In 2018, the federal government spent $4.1 trillion, the states $1.5 trillion, and the counties $1.7 trillion, for a total of $7.3 trillion and 38% taxation. Almost $4 trillion was spent to do one thing: educate and keep children out of poverty with a gazillion taxes and programs. One simple tax to the Social Security system, which already exists, would provide $24,000 per child for 72 million children for only $1.78 trillion, not $4 trillion, which is wheelbarrows of cash for the tax collectors and program profiteers. Make America great again by making American families great again. Discover how much your child is worth. The double lawyer political elitist class have. Vote for Kevin C. Shepard for Senator for all Americans, the children of the Republican, Independent, and Democrat voters. Discover how much your child is really worth.
This ad paid for by Kevin C. Shepard for Missouri Senate.
Ben Brown, a husband, father, businessman, and conservative outsider running for state senate. Ben Brown stood up to the COVID bureaucrats that wanted to shut down our businesses. Brown fought back against these arrogant politicians, refusing to close his restaurant and fighting back against the regulators to reopen small businesses across Missouri. Now, as a state senate candidate, Ben Brown is the only conservative outsider endorsed by both Missouri Right to Life and the Missouri Fraternal Order of Police. As a state senator, Ben Brown would back our police and support our men and women that risk their lives to keep us safe. Protect the Second Amendment, defend life, and keep Missouri a pro-life state. Slash taxes and reduce regulations so businesses can create more jobs for Missourians. Ben Brown, the only pro-life, pro-police conservative outsider we need fighting for us. Paid for by BB Freedom Fund. Mark Milton, Treasurer.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
If you filed a tax extension in April, don't wait until it's too late to handle your tax issues. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Drury Law Firm. Every year, thousands of Missourians file extensions when their taxes are due in April. But what people don't know, extension only moves your deadline to file your return, not to pay your taxes. So if you didn't pay anything back in April, you could now owe taxes plus interest plus penalties. You think you've bought yourself time, but really you've just added to the total bill. If this sounds like you, call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I am a local tax attorney with an A+ BBB rating, and I will meet with you right away to help handle your tax problems quickly. The deadline to file your return after an extension has already passed, so call the Lance Drury Law Firm now before it's too late. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call Attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studios. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 53 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance, and installation of heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Up-to-the-minute traffic reports, so you don't have to keep looking at your phone. Dependable traffic on 97.1 FM Talk. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor.
Remember the words you told me, love me till the day I die. Surrender my everything, cause you made me believe you're mine.
Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. Thank you for being here with us today. We've got some special guests in studio, as we tend to have every once in a while. Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. Gentlemen, thank you for being in here today.
Thanks for having us.
Election day. Did you
Yes,
get your
it
votes
is.
in yet? You guys
I
are
got
both
my-
Missouri residents.
Yes.
Sure did.
Busy?
Not my.
Not
It
at all.
really wasn't busy when I went.
All right. Well, everybody's going out. They're all in their car right now listening to us on the Annie Frey Show, and they're all on their way to vote. That's the good news. We have an exciting event coming up here soon. I love these events because I get to go out and meet you folks, the listener, and shake your hand. And it's August. It's a Thursday. These are usually on Tuesday, but we wanted to make sure that we freed up Election Day for everyone so that they could vote after they get off work. So it was moved from today to Thursday, August 11th. And if you're watching us on the live stream, you see the phone number and the website where you can go sign up. You do have to reserve your spot. But Thomas Helbig, the next Protecting Your Retirement educational event, Thursday, August 11th, while people are seeing 9.1% inflation, they watch the stock market go all over the place. They're real close to retirement and they're going, holy crap, what do I have to do to make sure that I'm not in a panic or don't end up having to work an extra 10 years that I wasn't expecting to do?
Exactly. Well, over the last couple weeks, we had the market started coming back, and that's positive news. The question is it going to last? And that's what everybody's worried about, especially if you're nearing retirement or already retired. Inflation's still out of control. Having 2 quarters back to back with negative GDP.
What do you call that?
We are officially in a recession, but of course,
he said
let's not.
officially, and he's the money guy, just telling you.
But of course, the Biden administration doesn't want to admit it. But
Mhm.
folks, the question is this, and we don't know what's going to happen to the market, but all the indicators and all the economists are saying the market's going to get worse. It really is. So come to this live event, learn the strategies we teach people.
Let us educate you. We will teach you how to keep your principal safe. You've worked your entire lives to save this money. Let us help you protect your assets.
Yeah, Retirement Advisor Group has been doing this for 97.1 listeners, Annie Frey Show listeners specifically, for years and years and years. We've loved having you as a partner. And it's important for people to know that, like, when I decide to partner with somebody, it's because I trust them. And I know that putting the Annie Frey name next to the Retirement Advisor Group or any of the other clients that I endorse, that I've vetted you guys and I trust you guys. And I get the feedback from people who have come to these events, which are free, and they have snacks, and they have Mark Cox and Mark Reardon. They let me tag along too.
It's a fun event. Don't we have fun too?
There's no reason not to go unless you have a conflict, which is why we moved it to Thursday, August 11th. So please make the phone call to sign up. I would love to meet you. Let me know on Facebook, on my Facebook Messenger, if you're going to be there so that I can make sure I say hi to you. 314-993-9494. Thomas, the other thing that I think is really cool that is what people say that they like about the Retirement Advisor Group is that this is a family-run business. It's a local business.
Yes,
People
it is.
can relate to what you're doing.
Yes, it is. Bob is my nephew. I'm proud to say him and his wife, they came in the business 6-7 years ago. And they will continue this business for the next 30 years because I'm getting older. I'm still working and I love what I'm doing. But at some point, maybe I will slow down a little bit. So they will take over. So this family business will continue to go on for the next 30 years.
Bob, you know what it's like to work with families who they don't have the expertise that you, Bob, or you, Thomas, have, but they do need to rely on people who do have that expertise because this is everything. You work really hard. You sacrifice over the course of the time that you've had a career to save and invest in yourself because you're not waiting for somebody else to show up with a check to take care of you. It's really important for
people.
people.
And people just have always been taught it's Wall Street. They don't realize the amount of fees that they're paying. They don't realize any of that until they sit down with us, and then we show them there are other options. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to be a part of it. And, just real quick, Thomas, in your longevity of being a partner and a sponsor of this show and also with the station, you and the 97.1 audience, it's a family run business, but you're part of the 97.1 family.
Yes.
What's it like working with 97.1 listeners?
Oh, we love it. We're all one family. Our clients come in and they talk to us. They trust you, Mark Cox, Mark Reardon, and that's all our clients are 97.1, and we're one big family, and we love it. Well, it really is. They always have positive things to say, and they're happy.
We've we were talking off air, and I always I'm just going to put it out there that they say that our show does great on getting people to sign up here. And I love my brothers, Mark and Mark, but I want to make sure that we get a ton of Annie Frey Show listeners in this room and that I have the opportunity to meet you free again. It's at the Frontenac Hilton Thursday, August 11th. And let's pack the place with Annie Frey Show listeners who obviously also listen to the Marks. But when you call in, just say Annie's name.
Yes. And we're also going to have some t-shirts. Remember, we do some trivia. That's fun at the beginning of the night.
Yep.
So
314-993-9494 is the number to call and sign up and mention the Annie Frey Show. Just mention all 3 shows, but just mention mine first. So they write my name down and I get the credit for it. And then I'll give the boys some elbows like, you see. retirementkey.com. Can you sign up online as well?
Yes, you can. Go to retirementkey.com. Once again, that's retirementkey.com.
Only got a minute left, but either one of you can answer this. What's the biggest concern people have when they come and see you?
How long is my money going to last? How much will I have when I do retire, and how long is it going to last me? And that's what we show them.
Every retiree wants to know that. And that's what we will do is put together their own personalized structured income plan that will show that how much they'll have coming in, how long their money lasts.
Real quick before we let you go, people ask me this every time I have you gentlemen in the studio with us. People are worried that they're going to come in and they're not going to have enough money saved to see you and that you're going to turn them away.
We work with everybody.
We don't turn anybody
Their life
away.
savings means everything to them. We'll get it protected. We have no limits. We don't. We're happy to help everybody.
If they're listening right now and they're nearing retirement, they should show up.
Definitely.
They should show up. Go to retirementkey.com or call 314-993-9494.
Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group in studio. I will see you Thursday, August 11th at 6:30. I get there at 6 ahead of time so I can meet all of you. Go sign up, Annie Frey Show listeners. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go away.
Dan Schall is an Air Force veteran who took an oath to defend our Constitution. He is 100% pro-life and 100% pro-Second Amendment. In the Senate, Dan Schall will combat the Joe Biden inflation economy and get Missouri back on track. Conservative Dan Schall for a stronger economy, for a stronger Missouri. The Republican primary is August 2nd. The Missouri Chamber of Commerce and Industry is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by Missouri Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Dan Meehan, CEO, 428 East Capitol, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65101.
Hello, this is Dave Walker, former Comptroller General of the United States. The federal government has grown dramatically, promised too much, lost control of its budget, and must restructure its finances in order to create a better future.
I agree, Dave. This is Ken Heisey from Heisey Advisory Group, and you're invited to a special event on Thursday, August 25th. Dave and I will talk about our country's financial issues and how they may impact your retirement. Learn why it's critical to take action now and discover strategies that can help protect your future. If you've saved at least $750,000 for retirement, call 314-328-6000 to register for this special event. After a decades-long mission to promote fiscal responsibility at all levels of government, you won't want to miss what Dave has to say. Call 314-328-6000.
Dave Walker is not affiliated with and does not endorse Heisey Advisory Group or AE Wealth Management, LLC. Heisey Advisory Group may not provide tax advice and is not affiliated with the U.S. government. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
So lakesiderenovationanddesign.com. That's the website you go to get your home renovation. Inside, outside, doesn't matter which one you're looking for. Lakeside Renovation and Design is the destination for people who are looking for a stress-free renovation of their home. Now, I have seen some of the beautiful transformations that Lakeside Renovation and Design has participated in, and you can see them as well. They have amazing social media that you can follow if you're looking for inspiration or if you're looking for somebody who can help the design that you have in your mind already for your perfect kitchen or the best outdoor space with the James Hardy siding renovation, the Infinity from Marvin fiberglass window replacements, the beautiful custom front door entryway. These are show-stopping renovations you can do to your home, but you want to make sure your investment is going with the best. It's Lakeside Renovation and Design. They are local. They have the best contractors in the business, and they're an easy phone call away. 636-978-5000, lakesiderenovationanddesign.com.
Hi, my name is Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair. In honor of our newest location in Cottleville, for any new customers, simply come into any of our 6 locations and ask us to pay the first $50, and we will. That's right. That means brakes, suspension, alignments, air conditioning, even our auto body work. Please come see our team or visit us at CompleteAB.com. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixed the car.
KFTK FM Florissant, driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group, 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
A new court fight over abortion. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The federal government taking one state to court and not ruling out more challenges.
The Justice Department suing Idaho over the state's law banning most abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy on grounds it violates the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act.
Any state law that prevents a hospital from fulfilling its obligation under EMTALA violates federal law.
Attorney General Merrick Garland says federal law requires hospitals that accept Medicare funds to provide emergency treatment to a patient. Explaining the law, which has exemptions for medical emergencies and is set to take effect August 25th, would make it a criminal offense to perform the procedure in all but extremely narrow circumstances.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin, the first major federal action against a state trigger law since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. It's the middle of the night in Taiwan, where House Speaker Nancy Pelosi landed without incident several hours ago, despite warnings from China not to go. The visit winning some bipartisan praise.
I've complimented Pelosi for stopping in Taiwan.
Iowa Republican Senator Chuck Grassley.
And I also say to China or any other country, you can't tell Americans, members of Congress, where we can travel or not travel as long as we're welcome wherever we want to go.
Pelosi says the visit in no way contradicts the existing one China policy, but China says the U.S. should stop meddling on Taiwan. China's already sent ships and planes close to the island, also announcing new military exercises.
America's military might remains close by as well, though. The USS Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier strike force cruised into position to the east of Taiwan. Other ships are deployed nearby.
Fox's Craig Palcott. A wildfire in Northern California that's burned nearly 90 square miles, now blamed for at least 4 deaths. America is listening to Fox News.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. DuckDuckGo. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Temperatures hanging around 95 this afternoon. The heat index 105 plus. Partly sunny, hot and humid. Maybe a spot storm tonight. Mostly clear. Very warm, very humid. Low 90s this evening. 75 for the low. Wednesday, do it again. Partly sunny, hot and humid. A couple of spot storms possible. 95 a count on scattered showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night and again on Thursday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The field is crowded, but it's about to narrow. Tonight, be here for primary night coverage. The long-fought Missouri primary comes to a close, and we'll be giving you the results as they arrive live. Hosted by Mark Reardon and Brad Young, with live rolling results from Ryan Wiggins, 7 to 10. It's all part of Decision 2022, sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes. Tonight on 97.1 FM Talk.
So if you've been looking for the perfect haircut and you've maybe tried some places, but you haven't found the one that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you look forward to going back to get your haircut, you need to go to Hair Saloon. Hairsaloon.com is the website. And I was just talking to Brad about it. He just went to Hair Saloon, got a perfect haircut, and you've been getting compliments throughout the building, apparently.
Lots of them, and unprompted. Like, I'm not fishing for compliments, and like people just out of the blue.
He's wearing a shirt that says, "How's my hair?"
Yeah.
And then they respond. No, you got people telling him he looks great. You're going to go to Hair Saloon and you're going to get the same treatment Brad did. You're going to be treated the way men deserve to be treated. And that is their moniker. They want to make sure that you understand that when you go there, they're going to give you the gentleman's experience. I think that that's awesome. You're going to get a complimentary beverage, a complimentary shoe shoe shine. You're going to get a hot towel, mint, the whole 9 yards, because they believe you deserve to be treated like a man. And that is a fantastic experience, and you're going to get it every time you visit any one of their 16 St. Louis area locations on both sides of the river. Make your appointment today online. Their website, hairsaloon.com.
In the Republican primary for U.S. Senate, Missourians have one clear conservative choice, Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler. Promoting and protecting Missouri values, she's a leading advocate for our veterans, ensuring that those who have served our nation have access to the best possible care. Vicky Hartzler has fought for our rural hospitals, and she's continuously pushed to have essential medication available for those in need. For our safety and security, Vicky Hartzler has led the effort to bring medicine production back to the United States. Vicky Hartzler, a proven fighter with a record of getting things done. Missouri has the chance to elect a true leader with a servant's heart. On August 2nd, vote for Vicky Hartzler for U.S. Senate. This message paid for by the American Society of Anesthesiologists PAC, which is responsible for the content of this advertising. ASAHQ.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
This is Mark Cox from my trusted friend and realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She's the agent I've been recommending for years now. Take my recommendation and call her, because if you're planning to sell your home in this crazy seller's market, you don't want to leave a single dollar on the table. You're going to love working with Gloria, and here's why. She'll guarantee to sell your home at your agreed-to price and time frame, or she'll buy it, guaranteed in writing. Her secret, well, she already has the buyers, thousands of them looking for homes in your price range in your neighborhood. Lawrence and Shelby sold their St. Louis home in just 3 days at $17,000 over asking price with multiple offers. That's when their previous agent had produced 0 results. They chose Gloria. You can too. Call her today at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Mark Cox here. In life, there are good surprises and bad surprises. I caught one of the bad surprises the other day after we locked our keys in our truck while on vacation. The good news is I have a CarShield protection plan. Every protection plan includes coast-to-coast roadside assistance at no extra cost. One phone call, and before long, I was back in the truck and we were on our way. That's fantastic. You're going to love CarShield. They offer protection plans for around $100 a month that cover more parts than ever before. When you need a repair, you don't have to deal with the paperwork or the headaches. All you have to do is choose the mechanic to do the work. CarShield administrators handle the rest. Now, CarShield helps make the surprise of your car breaking down easier to handle. Get coverage like I did. Go to carshield.com/Cox or call 800-391-8888 to save 10% on your plan. That's carshield.com/Cox.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
Right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show, streaming live on the Odyssey app. You can download it, take us with you everywhere you go. We're going to be streaming there, as always, throughout the day. And at 7 o'clock tonight, Ryan Wiggins back in studio with us to tell us a little bit more about what happens tonight. Let's hear it.
Bowie
putting on the Ritz tonight, starting at 7 until 10 o'clock. And we'll be giving you all the results as we get them, as fast as we could possibly know them. You will know
50-50. I don't know which way it's going to break, that the people who've worked really hard to put this broadcast together love or hate the fact that we're associating putting on the Ritz with it.
Yeah, I think it's probably hate. I don't think that's going to resurface past 3 o'clock.
I only want it to happen when you come in the room. It doesn't have to sully the entire broadcast, just the part where you're in it.
Look, I'm with you. I'm with you on this.
Now, on the air on my show.
Right. So, therefore,
I'm clipping that
I'm
for
fully
later.
in your corner on this one.
Just the I'm
but
with you
the
part.
people above us, I don't know what they're going to think.
What's wrong with their sense of humor?
I don't know. I think it's terrible.
People also want to know what your problem is with Mark Cox. And I said it was a joke, and they're like, it wasn't a funny joke. And I'm like, do you listen to the show?
All we do is non-funny jokes. Did Mark know we were joking?
I don't know.
That's really all that matters. I have absolutely no problem with Mark Cox.
Does he have a problem with you?
However,
he have a problem
I'm
with you?
interested in creating a feud. If anybody has any reason for it, like give me some ideas.
It seems to me that you have more to gain from a relationship with Mark Cox than Mark Cox has to gain from being in a relationship with you.
Oh, yeah, he'd be punching down. So therefore, it's up to me to make some sort of quarrel because it would get my name out there more. He doesn't need it. I do.
I see how you're looking at it, and I understand that, except for the fact that I think that you being in his good graces is more beneficial than you trying to get some name notoriety from fighting with Mark Cox.
Not if I have a super PAC that starts buying ads on a show for me.
We're going to have some inventory availability starting tomorrow.
Yeah, no kidding. No more political ads starting tomorrow. Isn't it going to be weird? Well, unless they start for November already. I guess we'll see.
Oh, my gosh. People have been commenting that. Can't wait for Wednesday.
They've been commenting that for weeks.
Yeah, when the political ads stop. And then they're like, oh, but wait, this is just actually the beginning of the real, not the real election, but the general election. 97 more days as of tomorrow. 97.
I wonder what we're going to hear go. I wonder if it's going to be that the Senate race, especially because that's kind of the marquee race. If people, big brass in Missouri and even beyond our borders, think that's going to be a close enough race to be spending money on. I'm curious about that.
Predictions for tonight. You guys want to do some predictions as far as the Senate race goes? Do you want to throw those out? You don't have your top hat on. So.
Personally?
Yeah.
Or
no, professionally.
I said this professionally. Oh, well then
what happens?
That's a different.
What's the difference?
Well, I thought, are we talking polling or are we talking what? So I will say that
a poll of one.
The minute that Trump came out and knocked Vicky Hartzler down, I said, okay, it's Schmitt's to lose because I thought that anybody who would leave Vicky Hartzler, which hasn't been a ton, but a few percentage points for sure, probably in the single digits, have mostly looked polling wise to go to Schmitt. Therefore, Schmitt is now the front runner. So I'm going to pick him.
Eric will win.
Yay, good job.
You think Schmitt's the winner?
I do.
Do you think it's close?
No, I don't.
Do you think Greitens comes in second?
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by close.
Do you think Greitens comes in second?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
What about you, Brad?
So I'm going to disagree with Ryan right here. I do think it's not going to be close because what's the most important part in sports when you're heading in the playoffs is peaking at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the Trafalgar poll and some other polls that have been going on, it's showing Schmitt not just gaining ground, but consistently gaining ground. So it looks like he's peaking at the right time. If I'm going to peak in a race, I'm going to want to jump in the first place about yesterday, today, and stay there throughout the rest of the election and win. So I think that Schmitt will win, but I don't think Greitens will even be in second place. I think he's going to be in third. I think Hartzler
that's
in second.
That is a bold prediction.
I have a different prediction.
That can happen, but that's a bold prediction.
Hannah?
I think that Schmitt is going to win, but I think it's going to be close with him and Greitens. I don't want it to be close. I voted for Schmitt today, and I hope he wins by a landslide because I think he deserves it. But I think him and Greitens are going to be close.
So this is your first primary election that you voted in?
It is.
You voted in the 2020 presidential election.
Yes.
How old were you then? 18?
18, freshly 18.
So you got to vote in the presidential 2020 election when you were 18. Now you're voting in a primary. What was your experience today going to vote?
Today, I went and voted in St. Louis County. It took me about 10 minutes from walking in to walking out. It was really great. I got to see my neighbors. I got to see my high school history teacher, which was like a full circle moment for me. and it was easy. I'm glad that we talked to Mark Cox because we both live in St. Louis County, and he was talking about the propositions and how the wording was kind of confusing. And that was true. It took me a while to kind of understand, and I wish I would have done a little more preparation on knowing what the propositions meant. But I voted, and I'm happy with it, and I will continue to vote.
Yeah, she's wearing her I voted sticker. And did you not put up an Instagram video?
I did. I put up a reel on our Instagram and our Annie Frey Show Facebook page. If you want to see that, I talked about my experience, and I encouraged everybody to go vote.
Yeah. See, Ryan, when you go into the voting booth, and as prepared as any of us are for these elections, probably most prepared than anybody else who's going into just professionally, it's our responsibility. I always feel like I go in there and I'm like, what? This is on here? I don't even know. There's always one thing that sneaks up on me. What do you do in that situation?
If I really get blindsided by something,
panic,
which does happen,
lay on the ground,
surprisingly, because and here's the thing about primaries, just to reiterate, these are almost more important than general elections, because you, especially the smaller those ballot initiatives and races get, your vote could actually be the vote that decides some of these things, because there's so few people that vote in the way down ballot races. So when I go in and I see one of those that I'm like, oh man, I have no idea who is on my county board. We pay attention. I still don't know. I just don't vote. I don't feel comfortable marking it for somebody that I have no clue.
Guessing wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to guess wrong.
Yeah, I do the same thing. And I do try each and every time to be as, find the sample ballots if you can. And sometimes it just seems like no matter what you do, first of all, I feel like all of that is much more difficult than it needs to be.
I agree.
And
Jinx.
No.
You get to hit him now or something. I mean, it's a new rule.
Can we just mute his mic?
Yeah, if she punches me in the face, I can talk again. So go ahead. That's the rules.
What do you do, Brad, if you go in there and you're like, I didn't really prep for this, and you don't really know which way to vote or how to weigh in?
It really depends on what the topic is. If I don't really know, sometimes I'll step away and I'll actually, because we vote on paper ballots. I didn't do it electronically. I did it electronically in the Illinois primary because I voted early, but I do a paper ballot. I'll grab my ballot and I'll step away from the thing, and I will actually look up on my phone and I'll try to research some more before I vote. So I'll actually try to inform myself before I vote, but I don't ever feel comfortable voting if I don't know what it is I'm voting for.
Amanda says, honestly, if I get blindsided, I look it up on my phone right then and there. That was what I experienced in the primary voting, because I did have to vote early because I was away on vacation during the primary. And I was told by the election judge there that I was not allowed to look at my phone when I voted. And I'm like, are you sure about this? And she says, well, we prefer that you don't. I'm like, I need a ruling here. Am I allowed to do this, or am I not legally allowed to do it? And the only reason I know this is because her name tag said Democrat on it. So she was the Democrat judge. Is that why she said it? I doubt it. She's the one who gave me my Republican ballot. But the Republican judge was sitting back there while I was saying, am I allowed to have my phone on and open in front of me? And she was emphatically nodding her head, yes. And the Democrat judge was saying, well, we just prefer that you don't have it open. What they don't want is for you to be electioneering. So if Ryan and I are voting next to each other, and Ryan's like, well, who are you going to vote for county board? And I go, oh, you should vote for such and such person. Other people in the polling place could hear us having that discussion, and it could be considered electioneering. I understand that. My husband and I were sitting next to each other with our kids surrounding us, and we were talking back and forth about who we were voting for and what and they told us, the same judge told me ahead of time, you're really not supposed to be talking to each other. We were literally the only people in there voting. Like, there was nobody waiting. There was nobody else in the entire courthouse doing it. And I go, oh, I didn't realize we couldn't talk to each other. And she explained to me, she goes, it doesn't really matter right now, but I just want you to know for future reference that you can't be discussing things because it could be considered electioneering. And I was like, well, that makes sense.
I fully understand that.
I understand that. And she said, since there's nobody else in here right now, it's not really that big of a deal, but I just want you to know. And, she's probably somebody who studied the rules. Like, these are gung-ho people. I appreciate that these people show up and implement the rules and the regulations to make sure that the election is fair. But then when she told me I couldn't have my phone open, I go, well, what if I have all my notes on my phone? She's like, we just prefer that you don't. And I said, can I or can't I? And it turns out you, in fact, can have your phone out and open. If you are referring to something on your phone to vote, you can absolutely do that. And I told her, I said, I really don't think that you should be telling people things that you prefer if it is in fact allowed. Because if I'm an 80-year-old lady who's in there and I got my phone because I wrote something at home and I brought my phone in and put my notes on my phone, or if I had discussed it with my daughter and wanted to, and she emailed me what we discussed, who I was going to vote for, and I want to refer to an email. If you go up to somebody, I'm profiling, like everyone's like, my 80-year-old grandma would tell that woman where to put it. Like, I understand that, but there are people who are going to feel like they broke a rule and they're going to put it away. And if they don't have their notes in front of them that they took, that they can lawfully refer to, just make sure you know your rights when you go in there.
Well, I know for a fact you are allowed to take a sheet in there, or cheat sheet, or whatever you want to call it.
She said to me, we prefer that you write it. The actual, I can't remember the official title, the person who's in charge of the local elections that was in the building at the time, it was a Sunday afternoon, came out and talked to me because I did a Facebook Live on it. They didn't like that I talked about it. And they said, we wish you would have come in and told us. I said, well, I asked the woman if she would not advise people in the future about this, and she didn't really say she would. They didn't like that I put it out there, but the truth is my responsibility is not to making sure that they don't
that they feel
that
good.
Those specific people, because maybe that election judge never does that again. But if another election judge has been told or advised the same way, because the woman who came out to explain to me, this is in Madison County, the woman who came out to explain to me that they still do prefer that you don't use your phone, she said, we just prefer that you put it on a piece of paper. I said, ma'am, I understand that's your preference. Can I still use my phone? She says, well, yes, you can, but we just prefer. She just kept repeating herself. She's like Corinne Jean-Pierre. Like, she had a note, she had a line, and Corinne Jean-Pierre.
Corinne Jean-Pierre.
She just kept repeating that. She did not like that I went live with it. And I said to her, I go, with all due respect, I understand that you have your preference. I understand the rule is that I can have my phone, and my responsibility is to the people who follow me to tell them what their rights are. And you're clearly telling me that you have the right to use your phone, that you don't like it. But just because you don't like it doesn't mean that people can't use their phone for reference or even to Google something. And to look it up right there in the ballot box, at the ballot box, when they're voting. It frustrated me. I went on vacation after that, so I didn't get to talk about it on the air then. But since it's Missouri primary day, I'll bring it up again.
Yeah, you can either do it or you can't. It's not, well, this is the way I feel about it.
Yeah,
right. And regardless of what their preference is, if that's not the rule, it doesn't matter. Okay, you don't like it, but it's not against the rules.
You don't get to have preferences.
Yeah.
I think what she's probably saying without saying it correctly is that it's a little, the law is a little unclear on digital devices because the law was written so that people could take a cheat sheet in with written material. So it's now that things have shifted to where nobody really write anything and you write it all on your phone, it's probably a little bit unclear as to what that means.
Very strange that you would err on the side of not allowing people to check their notes on who they want to vote for.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And, a lot of people asked me, both on the live stream and afterwards in private message of the show, like, did the person know that you were a Republican voting? And I said, well, her name tag said she was a Democrat. And they had a Democrat judge and a Republican judge there. Her name said she was a Democrat, and I asked for a Republican ballot from her. Do I think that she was trying to throw me off because I was a Republican in Madison County? I don't. I don't actually think it was some sort of... No. And I don't think that she was trying to...
So this was primary. This was just this
was
year.
This primary, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And June 26th, I think I voted, whatever the Sunday was. I don't think that she was trying to do anything to tip the scales or whatever. I don't know if she knew who I was. The woman who came out and followed me and waited for me to get done with my Facebook Live literally said to you, and I quote, "Oh, I know who you are."
Was she a Democrat judge?
I didn't ask her political affiliation because I also did not care.
Scared.
I was like, well, good. I'm going to definitely talk to my listeners about this and just make sure that they know what their rights are when they're voting. That's all it comes down to. I'm only telling people if they want to use their phones in the polling place that you can.
Yeah.
And I said to the lady, they can, right? Well, we prefer you don't. We prefer you bring in a paper ballot. So you can. We just prefer you don't. Lady, I got to go to Florida. Bye. I mean, that kind of died down. And I contacted some people in the county that I know who work in the county. And I'm like, this is exactly what happened. I don't like that this happened. I don't like that I was hunted down afterwards to don't talk about this.
Yeah, really. That's weird.
That
That's
makes
the weirdest
me feel
part.
even more like talking about it, and I hadn't since then. So I actually just got this off of my shoulders, and I feel a little lighter.
Yeah, I'm surprised I've never heard that story. You good?
Could talk about it some more.
No.
I got 48.
Oh, by the way,
35 minutes.
Mark Cox texted me a picture of Chuck Norris just looking up toughly at me.
Yeah.
And said, dude, WTH.
Whoa. He Chuck Norris you?
So I'm going to go ahead and concede.
It's the only responsible thing to do to Mark Cox.
Yeah, to our invisible argument that we were trying to make up on the spot and didn't.
There's a lot of we in that sentence. It's really just you.
No.
This sounds exactly like we prefer that you don't, but you can use a paper. You can bring in a paper.
No. What this sounds like is you being the person who Hannah told a story the other day about some guys who attached a $20 bill to a fishing line.
Yeah, it's great story.
And she chased that. You are the person with the fishing pole. I am the person chasing the dollar bill thinking I'm going to get a money.
No, you're the person who keeps tripping over himself, falling face first, to try to get the 20, getting up and doing it over and over again.
Yes.
While we're laughing.
And then while that's going on, Mark Cox came and kicked me in the ribs, and I said, yes, sir.
At some point, you have to decide to stop chasing the $20 bill, and you haven't learned the lesson yet. You still want that $20 bill.
I do, because it's a real 20. I don't care if it's on a hook.
In the YouTube live chat, who you got? Mark Cox or Ryan Wiggins? Ooh,
no.
We're going to actually have a physical fight, and it's going to be brought to you by me. And my money is on Mark Cox.
Yeah, mine too.
But my fighter is Ryan Wiggins.
Only one of those two does two-way radio. So
I love that WTH. I'm with you, Mark Cox. If you missed Mark Cox talking about the primary, make sure you rewind on the Odyssey app. Great reaction to today's primary. Plus, he'll be a part of tonight's coverage of the election starting at 7 p.m. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
If we let them take our guiding gun.
The long-fought Missouri primary comes to a close tonight, and we'll be giving you the results as they arrive live.
Decision 2022.
Sponsored by Air Comfort Service and TR Hughes Homes on 97.1 FM Talk.
AirComfortService.com is the website. If you have heating or air conditioning, it's August, guys. This is where we start making sure that your furnace is in good working order, too. Can you believe that? It's hard to believe. When you reach out to Air Comfort Service and you make sure that you have the best coming out that are going to give you an honest assessment of your furnace or all of your HVAC stuff, your air conditioner, too, they're going to be able to help you remedy the problem, which might mean fixing the problem. It might mean replacing the problem. I've replaced my furnace, my air conditioner, and my water heater with Air Comfort Service, and going with them, they have amazing financing opportunities. They also have access to great rebates. So when you talk to them, they'll give you the options of what you need to do or what you can do and help you with a budget situation as well. And you can trust Air Comfort Service to give you the truth. You can look at their reviews online. They're glowing. Of course, mine is glowing as a customer of theirs, but you can check my work along with the rest of the people on their Google reviews, plus all of the awards that they have won. They were just named a top workplace by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. People want to be involved in the business that is Air Comfort Service because of the integrity and the great service that comes along with it. Give them a call at 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091, online, aircomfortservice.com.
I'm Listening reminds you that you are not alone and that talk saves lives. And now it's even easier to reach out and talk to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline with 988. 988 is just like 911 for emergency services. When you call or text 988 from any phone, you will be connected directly with trained counselors in over 200 crisis centers nationwide. They can get you the help you need anytime, anywhere. Talk saves lives. And with 988, talking is only 3 digits away. Find out more at imlistening.org.
Mark Cox here because of the important primary on August 2nd. We're moving the Retirement Advisory Group's Protecting Your Retirement educational event to Thursday, August 11th. It'll still be at the Frynack Hilton at 6:30. Join me, Annie Frey, Mark Reardon, along with Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw. Seats are limited, so go online to retirementkey.com. Here's Thomas with more.
Are you nearing retirement or already retired and concerned how all the market volatility is hurting your retirement accounts? Would you like to know why our clients have not lost a penny with all the market losses this year? Did you also know if you're 59 and a half or older, You can now roll over your 401k tax-free to protect your nest egg and still generate more income than most investment options. You'll get all the answers and more. If you're 59 and a half or older, you don't want to miss this event.
Protect your retirement nest egg and join the official financial advisors of my show, Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw, Thursday, August 11th at the Frontenac Hilton at 6:30. Call 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com.
Are you ready to rumble? Don't miss WWE Night at Busch Stadium on Tuesday, August 16th. With the purchase of a special theme ticket, fans will take home a David Eckstein wrestling bobblehead, new for 2022. Upgrade your experience with a VIP ticket and receive a meet and greet autograph opportunity with David Eckstein himself. That's Tuesday, August 16th, WWE Night at the ballpark. For tickets or more information, go to cardinals.com/theme.
The Cardinals salute the men and women of St. Louis that keep our city safe. First Responders Appreciation at the Ballpark is Wednesday, August 17th and Thursday, August 18th. With the purchase of a theme ticket, fans will receive an exclusive Cardinals First Responders hat representing their choice of law enforcement, fire, or EMS. A portion of each ticket sold will be donated to the Backstoppers. For tickets, visit cardinals.com/theme.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
So expensive nowadays. I wait to the last minute, hoping that the prices will go down.
How much longer can you wait for relief? Governor Pritzker's doubling the state's gas tax gave Illinois some of the highest gas prices in the nation, yet the potholes in Chicago could swallow a CTA bus. Now Pritzker is forcing businesses to lie to their customers for his benefit.
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase and calling that a tax cut.
In Illinois, you have to sue to be able to tell the truth.
Gas station owners in Illinois are suing the state over a new law they claim violates their free speech rights.
How much longer will you be made to play the fool? In the last 4 years, Pritzker added another $2,165 to the tax burden Illinois families shoulder, which was already the highest in the nation. How much more of Pritzker can you afford? How much worse does it have to get before you make a change? Paid for by people who play by the rules pack.
Feeling the pinch of higher prices?
Golden Oak Lending can save you money with their low fixed rates.
James Hawkins here, president of Golden Oak. You can offset today's high prices by using the low interest equity in your home to pay off credit cards, make home improvements, or simply put cold hard cash back in your pocket.
Start saving money and skip 2 mortgage payments. Call 314-567-GOLD today.
Golden Oak Lending, short my blues.
NMLS 114937.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
ChevroletTrain.com.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
I can show you what you want to see and take you where you want to be. You could be my luck. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Thanks for being here today. You know, I saw this article and I thought it was the perfect article for Ryan Wiggins.
Does it have to do with polls or candy?
Nope. It has to do with, I'll just read you the headline. This is from The Sun, which is a real publication, the-sun.com. Fashion forward. I'm a shopping pro. Targets 3 basic wardrobe items starting at $2 to help you look expensive every single day.
Wow. I didn't know you could get clothes for under $2.
This is where we are right now as information consumers in the world. Because if you can put it on the internet, anybody could read it. And if you put anything on the internet and you write for any publication and anybody comes to read it, you can get clicks, you can show ads, you can make money. So it is absolutely quantity, not quality. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. And that is every publication now, not just the little ones.
I almost want you to see this. I'm going to share this on our live stream so you can watch along with us, because you almost have to see this article to believe it. Are you interested Are you interested in looking more expensive for less, or do you not care about any of it?
I would say I'm interested in looking more expensive for less, yes.
So, I'm putting it on the live stream right now. Like I said, this is an article from The Sun, and here are the. Can you guess some things that you might need to purchase to look more expensive?
Say you probably start with some nice pants, and then a shirt
for under $2.
Yeah. Are you talking about accessories?
I'm a shopping pro. Target's 3 basic wardrobe items starting at $2 to help you look expensive every single day.
Okay. You're probably wearing some sort of weird little hemp necklace or something. So I'm going to say necklace is one of the items. Is this a game show? Am I right or wrong?
Who's wearing a hemp necklace in 2022?
Isn't that
Is that
thing?
1994?
Yeah.
You got some little shells on
20
it?
years old.
Shells on it.
It's back.
Frost the tips of your hair.
They're coming back, I assume.
Can you frost the tips of your hair?
I would say that would be my second guest is frosted tips. And my tips are too short.
Just frost the tips of whatever you got.
I just got, I could just
paint the top of your head
frost my beard and my mustache and maybe just the back ring of my hair.
I'm all for it. I mean, if I can donate the $2 to make that happen.
And I would just walk around and people would be like, dang, that guy looks good. He's got a hemp necklace on.
That guy looks expensive.
So here is, and I'm sharing this article if you're watching with us on the YouTube channel, the Any Frey YouTube channel. Here is what the U.S. Sun reports are the 3 basic wardrobe items starting at $2 to help you look expensive every day. The first item listed is a tank. And it's talking about layers. So this is probably more geared towards women, but I think that this is certainly with the depth of information you're about to receive here, layers of shirts is good. And I see that you have layered shirts right now. Do you have an undershirt on under your button up? Yes, you do. So everybody in here is layered right now.
I would agree with this. I would look awesome in a tank.
Jacqueline said the first item to buy is a very basic undershirt. It can be a cami or a tank. Great layering piece. Target has several as low as $2. Here is the second item. Pants.
Yes, I was right. Pants.
The second item
gotta
of this
wear
article
pants.
is warning you. It says the next item in order to look expensive is a pair of pants.
That's exactly what I said because I'm a fashion icon.
But it has to be specific. Here's the other advice. This can be in any style or color.
Oh, I have those. I have pants in any style and color.
If you don't
not
wear
many
pants,
styles and colors, but in a style and color.
Target has a variety from joggers to trousers starting as low as $12.
Man, the economy's bad. It's like that person's got pants.
So far,
They must be wealthy.
So far, we have an undershirt and pants
And trousers.
It says pants can be any style or color. They don't have to be trousers. They can be joggers.
Well, it just says it can
fancy
be
word
trousers.
that's the post-pandemic athleisure word for sweatpants or pajama pants.
I was
Joggers.
respecting this for a second.
Here's the
because
third thing.
The second one was just pants. It
Third
wasn't
thing?
anything but just wear pants.
There's one last staple, and it says shirt or blouse.
Shirt. See? Now I am tracking with this. So you just have to find cheap pants and a cheap shirt, and then you look expensive?
That's why I said this article was written for you, not to help you, but to justify you.
Yeah, I was going to say
to validate
justify.
everything that Ryan
This-
Wiggins stands for.
What they said doesn't even make sense because it was all under $2, and the last sentence says Target has a wide variety starting as low as $15.
Of shirts.
Yeah. But they said it was $2.
Once again, you can pick any color which works for your taste and one that will match with the other pieces.
Wow, this is a complete waste of space.
The shopping bestie, that's the person who's doing this, said, quote, "It works every single time."
This is an article I would write.
I know, as a joke.
Yeah. You know what you need to wear? Hats, pants, and shirts.
Unbelievable.
And you know what you can do?
It doesn't
you can
even
shop
say
for 'em.
hats.
What type, Ryan? It doesn't even matter.
Hats is part 2 of this.
What was the first one
series.
again?
A tank.
Pants?
An
Oh, a
undershirt.
tank top. Okay. It doesn't even say tank top anymore. It just says tank.
Tank.
Maybe they are actually referring to a tank.
You know, if the government has tanks, you should have one too.
Yep. And cannons.
Cannons.
That's going to be the next article.
Can you believe this? I mean, I honestly was shocked because I was looking through my Google stories and it suggests this. I'm like, okay, I'll see what they're offering with Target from Target. They literally say an undershirt, shirt, and pants is what you need to wear to look, their word, expensive every single day. And then you have to say to yourself, are they wrong? Because if you do show up to work without pants or a shirt, you might look inexpensive or hurt by Biden's economy.
But it's saying you can buy any type of those things. So if you showed up at work wearing jogging pants, a tank top, and any shirt, they're saying you did it.
I think you should put
you
this
look
to
more
the test.
expensive.
And if you get insulted by people, you should sue the U.S. Sun.
You could actually sue them for misinformation because the headline says items starting at $2.
We're going to get taken off of YouTube again for misinformation once again because of this article on the U.S.
And then it tells you can get a shirt start as low as $15. The article's not even long.
Here's the best part. It was published at 1900, 7 o'clock Eastern time, July 31st, but it was updated at 6:45 on August 1st.
Yeah,
it was updated.
It originally was 2 items. And then they added pants.
Holy crap, we didn't tell him to wear a shirt. Make that number 3.
It was a board meeting.
Unbelievable. Well,
this is a real news outlet, too.
Yes. I can't believe it. And it's a TikTok influencer. That's how you know, folks. People put crap on social media and real publications are like, write an article, and it's out there for the world to know. Folks, remember, undershirt, pants, and shirt/blouse. You too, Ryan Wiggins.
People see you and they go, oh man, that guy's rich. He's wearing an undershirt under his regular shirt.
Which is really an old ready t-shirt that he can't wear on the outside anymore. I know what you men are doing. Give me a break. The election is today, primary election today. Election coverage tonight. We'll give you an update on that and the final results of the YouTube poll from today. The Anti-Frey YouTube channel. Who do you think Trump's endorsement helps the most? Eric Greitens, Eric Schmitt, both or neither? Weigh in. We'll be back in just a minute.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. The Mark Cox Morning Show.
This kind of generic endorsement yesterday by the president. We endorse a generic Eric endorsement around here. If your first name was Eric, you definitely got an endorsement yesterday. We have 3 of them on the ballot.
Figure out which Eric to vote for.
Weekday mornings 5 to 9.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
Angie's List is now Angie, your home for everything home. With Angie, you could cross your next project off your to-do list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, and we'll handle the rest. Sending a top pro to get it done. Or browse reviews, compare quotes from pros, and connect instantly. All for free. For everything from routine maintenance to a dream remodel. Because however you want your project done, we'll get it done. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Plain talk from our true constitutional conservative voice, Mary Elizabeth Coleman.
We have to stop the crazy liberal agenda of defunding the police. We need more support for law enforcement. Give them the tools to stop violent crime, illegal immigration, and the cartels from flooding our state with their illegal drugs.
Mary Elizabeth Coleman opposes all taxpayer funding for illegal immigrants and will fight to cut state funding to cities that give sanctuary to illegal immigrants.
Biden's open border policy has brought fentanyl to our neighborhoods. Thousands of Missourians are dying as a result. Missouri should join the other states and send our National Guard troops to the border if that's what it takes to keep our families safe.
True constitutional conservative Mary Elizabeth Coleman supports a Parents' Bill of Rights, is pro-jobs, A-rated by the NRA, and the only one in this state Senate race endorsed by Missouri Right to Life. Paid for by friends of Mary Elizabeth Coleman.
If you haven't tried out Zero Res or it's been months since your last deep clean, then now is the time to call. Get your entire home Zero Resified from St. Louis's best carpet cleaner and get the KFTK Mark Reardon special. 20% off all cleaning services. Call 314-474-2020 or book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
If your business has accounting problems, you probably have tax problems. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Running a small business is tough, and it's no surprise that companies that don't keep good books often run into tax issues. If you don't fix your accounting problems, you could be doomed to land in the same tax pitfalls every year. Call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. I can help you get out of tax trouble and stay out. If your small business doesn't have a CPA or accountant, I can help you find one. And if you already have one, I work closely with them to resolve your tax problems quickly. Make no mistake, if the numbers don't add up, the IRS will catch it. Fix your accounting and tax problems before they snowball with help from the Lance Drury Law Firm. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. Call Attorney Lance Drury, 314-260-6120, or go to Lance, DRURY law.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hi, my name is Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair. In honor of our newest location in Cottleville, for any new customers, simply come into any of our 6 locations and ask us to pay the first $50, and we will. That's right. That means brakes, suspension, alignments, air conditioning, even our auto body work. Please come see our team or visit us at CompleteAB.com. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh, yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for their honor flight today at gslhonorflight.org, and for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Information to keep you moving. Dependable traffic, mornings and afternoons with Sue Thomas. Driven by Ambassador Midwest Floor Company, the best way to deal with in-home traffic. Experience more at Ambassador Midwest Floor. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
I've been sleeping here instead. I've been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong. I can write a song. I belong.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Primary day, Missouri. It is your day to shine, and I can't wait to see what Missouri decides tonight as the polls close at 7 p.m. Is that correct?
If you are in line at 7 p.m., your vote will count.
Stay in line. Don't get out. And we have a really exciting show of election coverage tonight starting at 7 right here. Yeah. Ryan Wiggins.
If you tune in, wow, that stops suddenly. If you tune in at 7,
as any radio career does,
right at the same time as polls close, we will be starting to deliver results. And if there's any blowouts, I guess we'll deliver those right at the top of the hour there. But we'll be delivering the results all night through 10 o'clock. So keep it tuned here.
Yeah, keep your radio on 97.1 FM Talk. If you are not going to be around your radio, remember, you can stream us on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download it, find 97.1 FM Talk, and click the little heart. I am lobbying very hard for every time Ryan Wiggins comes in studio with new results that they play putting on the Ritz.
Yep.
I want it more than anything right now.
You're really just lobbying in the lobby of our own
who's in
radio
charge?
Station.
Who do I need to go directly to when we get off the air? Hopefully it's not Mark Reardon because he's going to be in the studio.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's Mark Reardon.
Well, maybe I just have to leave him notes in here.
Please do. Please do. Mark Reardon, Fred Bottomer, any of the, maybe Brad Young. I don't know who's going to have access to what, but these are people who have some sway tonight.
Yeah.
So you might want to talk to them.
Do you have any sway tonight?
No. None ever.
How come? You got to negotiate these things, Ryan.
Yeah, you know what? Going into this, I thought I'm going to just do polls and results. And then I became the polls and results guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my fault. I kind of painted myself into a corner. And nobody paints baby into a corner.
Well, what you got to do is you got to blow that up on air when they can't do anything about it.
Yeah. You know what? There's some other issues that are close to my
I
heart.
have so many other good ideas that I needed to get out on the air before 3:00 so that we can really make this thing banging tonight when Ryan Wiggins comes on and gives results.
Here we go. Ryan's here.
Wait
You know
for
what's
the
gonna
ending. Wait for it. There it is.
There it is. Right there.
Sorry about that.
That's great. It couldn't be better.
What's going to be great is that we do have a sounder that's going to play. It's just like one of those Fox News, sounder. Anytime we have results.
This is better.
Anytime
That
we
is.
have results, we should play that instead.
With the
People
hard
will
cut.
definitely love that all night
They will.
because we have a lot of results to report on tonight. We're reporting on things up and down the ballot and across the country.
You can't go wrong.
Mm-mm.
This makes everybody do what Hannah's doing right now, which is a little bit of bop.
A little bit of shake.
And then you can, I'm telling you, like the arms, what do you call this dance? Other than bad.
The Charleston? No, the Charleston's got your hands
the
on your
feet.
knees, right?
Yeah, and it's like back and forth.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's close to that, though.
I think this has been the first time that every single one of us in the studio has been booping and bopping around.
Yeah.
Not booping.
I
That's
want
reserved
credit
for just boop.
I want
Yes.
credit for even coming up with a dance from that time period.
Yeah.
Because that was tough.
You can have it.
Thank you.
You don't have to lobby.
Thank you.
I will pay you in credits. Here you are.
Social credits?
I will toss them from here to you.
Thank you. I want payment in Chinese social credit.
I'm going to try to figure out how to make that happen. At least just once to throw you off.
Get me just enough credit that I can not only go to Shanghai, but go outside of Shanghai.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because if you go to Shanghai, you're just an American businessman. If you go outside of Shanghai,
Are you
got
quoting
social credit.
something?
Yeah, it's real. It's real world
Brad,
news.
do you know?
I think he's just making a bad joke about Chinese social credit.
No, I'm
scores.
not. I'm telling you the truth. That all business from Americans is done in Shanghai. So nobody goes anywhere but Shanghai if they go to China.
Why is he talking?
I don't know.
Because
I don't
it's very
like it.
secretive.
Well,
Hannah.
the other part of that is he's doing the mouth thing that he does when he's lying.
No, no.
A tell.
Yeah, please tell me what this is.
No, don't tell him.
I will not be
Tell
telling you.
us.
It's the mouth thing.
The mouth thing.
What's the mouth thing, Drag?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh,
You're a liar.
I don't know what it is. I'm telling you the truth, though. Ask any businessman from America who does business in China.
See, I
It's
can't
always in
tell if
Shanghai.
you're just giving us your general thoughts on the issue, or if you're quoting a movie that I've never seen.
I'm not quoting a movie.
Well, that makes it even
There's
less.
no movie. Big Trouble in Little Shanghai.
Let's get to the
quoting Rush
YouTube
Hour.
poll, shall we?
We have results. Let's find out what those results are with Hannah on the YouTube live chat poll. That's what this should sound like. Hannah with the results in now. Let's hear it.
All right. The question today is, who do you think Trump's endorsement benefits most? The options are Eric Greitens, Eric Schmitt, both equally, or neither. This is a pretty close poll.
Really?
34% of the people said that it benefits neither Schmitt or Greitens. 29% said they thinks it benefits Schmitt, and 22% said Eric Greitens. 15% said it
That
benefits them both equally.
Wild with almost
So,
120 votes. It's
34, 29%, 22%,
Yeah.
15%.
Who do you think it benefits, Ryan?
Both equally. I don't think it's neither. I do think it's both equally.
Brad?
Well, if it benefits them both equally, then it's neither, and that's why I voted.
Well,
neither.
but
I
you're
voted
winnowing the
neither.
field, though. You're winnowing the field away. You're just to one of the two areas.
Making it a two
Yeah.
Eric race.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
It
know.
is a three
No.
Eric
I'm
race.
still
It
gonna
is.
say neither, because all it really is a confirmation bias test. And whenever you say something about it not really affecting anybody, somebody from one of the other sides like, no, it totally benefits my candidate.
Everybody sees what they want to see.
Mhm.
I didn't vote in it, but I do personally think that it helps Eric Schmitt more than it helps Eric Greitens, simply for the fact that the Trump family has been connected to the Greitens campaign because Donald Trump
Did it again.
Donald Trump
doing it.
Jr. Not Donald Trump. I'm gonna lose listeners because they think I'm that person. I'm not. Donald Trump Jr. and his fiancee Kimberly Guilfoyle have been running Greitens' campaign and been in St. Louis locally pushing that. And a lot of people are saying, why hasn't Trump come out and supported Greitens? Why hasn't he made that? And every day, in my opinion, that went on where he didn't endorse him was an indication to me that Trump wasn't confident he'd be able to win. Also, Eric Greitens was at the Trump rally in Mendon, Illinois, around the front row in various places, and there was no mention of Donald Trump to Eric Greitens.
He didn't trying to get noticed.
He didn't say anything negative about Greitens. I think that Donald Trump likes Eric Greitens. I just don't think that Donald Trump is confident that Eric Greitens can win this race. And Donald Trump does not want to be associated with somebody who loses, because every person that Donald Trump endorses going on to win is an endorsement of Donald Trump. So
going into 24,
it comes back to, everybody, 96, I'm making up a number, 96% of the people who Donald Trump endorsed won their races. Well, I think that Donald Trump is picking good candidates, but I think he's also picking candidates when he knows that they're winners or will be nudged in just a little bit of nudge that they need to make sure that he does win. And that is an endorsement of Donald Trump himself, which I think is ultimately the most important thing to Donald Trump. I get it. I don't disrespect it.
That is very true of races where he endorses late. If he endorses early, he has picked candidates that you wouldn't always pick. J.D. Vance, Dr. Oz.
Yeah, but he endorsed Vance late. Not this late.
No, not this late. But Vance was not a sure thing when he endorsed.
Right.
Though. So there have been candidates that he stepped into just because he liked him a lot.
Was the J.D. Vance opponent anti-Trump?
I think it was just that J.D. Vance was clearly in the Trump camp and the other ones were maybe.
And that was kind of earlier on. I just think it's to Trump's advantage to make sure that the candidate he picks wins. And I think that when he picks a candidate, he helps them win. So it goes both ways, but it has to go both ways. And I really believe that the endorsement that came through last night, he's already picked off Vicky Hartzler. If you're voting in the Trump way, if that is important to you, Vicky Hartzler is not an option for you.
Well, even if you're not in Trump's world, I would say that if you love her, he took away momentum, though.
Well, what I was saying is when you have a 3-person, maybe a 4-person race, and Trump steps in and takes Vicky Hartzler out, it's between Eric Schmitt and Eric Greitens. And to me, the non-early endorsement, the non-midway endorsement, and the non-late endorsement for Eric Greitens, it hurts him more than it helps anybody else. And if he's picking people off in this election, Eric Schmitt's the winner.
Agreed.
You will have the results tonight, and I will be here for it. And I'm looking forward to what 97 does, starting at 7 p.m., correct?
Starting at 7, going to 10.
97.1 FM Talk on the Odyssey app. Mark Reardon will be there to give you all the results, but he's going to be there right now when we come back. Don't go away.